This is WFO Radio.
Hey, everybody. Happy holidays. Joe Costello back with you. And this is the WFO Radio Holiday Party Extravaganza, as you could probably tell by the tree. Yeah, we got another tree in here, and we are ready to go. On this show, who's going to be here? I can tell you for certain one person will be here, and that'll be Pro Stock Racer, Mr. Total Seal, Matt Hartford, just seconds from now, as we're going to kind of warm our way into the holiday festivities with a little post-season discussion with Hartford, and then it's going to go off the rails, I think. Want to tell you about the people who make it possible for me to do shows like this. What a great year it has been. Thank you, everyone. And I would retweet the show, share the show, get it out there, put it in all those groups and stuff out there on Facebook. It looks so much better when a fan does it than when I do it, but I don't mind doing it. But like Total Seal Piston Rings, the leader in ring seal technology, TotalSeal.com. Did you know? I got to get this right. I got to do this one well. 40% of your engine's friction comes from your piston rings, and they can reduce that. So go to TotalSeal.com, check out Hidden Horsepower. At PRI, we recorded many episodes. The Larry Morgan episode, right off the top of my head, was probably the best, but that'll be for you to decide. TotalSeal.com. Also, samtech.edu, the School of Automotive Machinists and Technology. The next generation of engine builders, CNC machinists, EFI tuners coming up through samtech.edu. Tell them you heard about it on WFO Radio. Marvin Rodak, Rodak'sCoffeeandGrills.com. Marvin Rodak going to get a big shout out from a champion race car driver next week. You'll hear more about that. 817-924-6821. Rodak'sCoffeeandGrills.com. Hot sauces and spice rubs and everything good. Check out Marvin Rodak. And, of course, Frank Hawley's Drag Racing School. The Dragster Adventure at FrankHawley.com. It's not too late to get it as a gift for someone in your life, and they will understand your drag racing affliction a little bit better, because they, too, will be afflicted and addicted. FrankHawley.com. Check it out. The Dragster Adventure. All right, let's go out to Arizona. Total Seal Piston Rings. Mr. Matt Hartford, who is just floating head on a black chair because of the black on black. What's up, Matt? Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas. It's, it was 41 degrees. I think it was like 39 degrees when I left my house this morning. So you got to have a long sleeve, even though it's Arizona. This isn't Florida.
Right. Yeah, you guys have these big swings. We don't have that. It's hot here. I believe it's 80 degrees out, and in the middle of summer, it will be, 90 degrees out, but that's it. It's hot and hotter in Florida.
Yeah, we have those 4 seasons too, but it's typically always hot, except for the 3 months a year we're in right now where it's gorgeous outside.
That's great. That's great. Well, everybody's already starting to weigh in, saying Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to the WFO universe. It occurred to me that last year's holiday party started with a faux normal interview with Matt Hartford as well. This is becoming a holiday tradition.
Yeah, it is. And then I think Heiner jumped in, and he came in and joined us, I believe. What, didn't he jump in last year?
I have no clue, but you know what? There's someone that I should send a link to, Michael Heiner, right? Who is a great guy.
Yeah, he's probably getting busy, probably getting ready for next year.
He's getting busy.
Like us, had a rough 2021 when it came to racing. Even though we won a race, I consider it a lackluster year for what we expected.
You're disappointed.
I am.
Yeah.
And there's only one way to fix that, and that's go back and try again. So we're hoping to put everything together to come back out and try again next year.
Okay, so let's break news. It's been such a winter break of breaking news, right? All kinds of news out there. We're hoping, right? Like, what can you confirm? That you're going to try to run a full season again next year? The schedule was released. You get like 5 in a row right at the start, something like that. So give us the news related to the Total Seal Pro Stock team.
I can confirm that our race car is sitting in the shop up on Projects with the same wrap on it that it had last year. And if we race next year, it will look a little bit different. How's that?
It will look a little bit different.
A little bit.
Enough news for me, Matt. Need more news than that. It'll look different.
I don't have any more news. We've not solidified anything across the board yet. Obviously, if we race again next year, Total Seal will always be the primary sponsor. CIP1 and Chris Engleson's always behind me. And if we come out, it'll have the same cast of characters. Robs will be involved. Rottler will be involved. The host connection, Jason Curry, some, and the whole cast of characters will be there. But at this point in time, we have not signed up for the 18 race schedule.
Okay, I understand, but I recall you saying something very similar to this last year. Now, you say you were disappointed, and I know you were disappointed with a good portion of the year, but I felt like you finished off strong, and that's good news, right? To at least find the issues before the season was over. And at Pomona, I felt like you had a fast car. The last couple of races, I felt like you had a very fast race car.
Yeah, we did, and we, Pomona, I think we had a really good car, and obviously second round, we had to run double E, and that was going to be I thought a fairly close race, but as you've seen, about every car in the right lane about every car in the right lane other than the final round struggled with the lane, and it was definitely a one-lane racetrack. We as a team did not manage the racetrack correctly, and we shook in the second round. That is not the way you want to end your season, but it's I thought we had a really good car. It's just a lot of lessons learned throughout 2021. One good lesson is we took a Wally home, so that lesson we want to carry forward into 2022. But there's we've got to learn to race a little bit better than what we did in 2021. We made some mistakes as a team, and when we reflect on it, it was a good learning curve.
How many years in a row with a win in pro stock?
18, 19, 20, 20, so 4 in a row.
That's pretty good. I mean, it wasn't that long ago you just wanted to be out there running on a regular basis in pro stock, and now to put together 4 years in a row with a win. I always say on the Cup side, if you get a win each year, you're doing your job. Of course, it would be better to do a better job, but if you get a win each year, you're a star driver. You are in the conversation. People would kill for that, right? And you've done it now 4 years.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that did not win in 2021 that really wanted to, and there's cars that should have won in 2021 that didn't. So it's like anything else. It's an evolution. It's a learning curve. It's you have to fix the inherent mistakes that you make. The class is so closely matched right now. The person and the team that makes the least amount of mistakes should win. Now, that doesn't guarantee you're going to win, but should win. So it's we need to go out there and execute a little bit better. And I'm pretty sure, that when we go out and test prior to Pomona, we're going to rethink a lot of the things that we did last year.
You just said you weren't sure you were going racing, and now you're testing before Pomona.
I didn't say we're racing. I said we're probably testing.
Probably testing. All right, listen, I understand the playing coy. Could you have gotten down that lane in that situation if you knew what you knew 10 minutes later? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, was it possible to get down that lane and you just weren't set up right? I know Kid Chaos got down the lane later, but that was like an hour and a half, 2 hours later.
Yeah, the final round, the track in the right lane got really good. So the lanes were equal in the final round. Up until then, just look at all the cars that did not get down that lane. Could we have gotten down that lane? Absolutely. Here's the decision that you have to make as either the driver, the owner, the crew chief, whoever's going to make the decision to go up there with the track conditions the way they are. Do you want to go up there and pull back far enough that you slow down but you get down, or do you want to say, I've got confidence in my car and I think I can put it on the edge, and if it gets through there, we're going to be fast, we're going to win the round and probably have lane choice going into the semis, where lane choice also would have been very critical. So we made the choice, and listen, it was about a 50-50 coin flip of what we were going to do. I think that's as accurate as I can make it. Eddie and I went back and forth for 30 minutes about the combination we were going to put in the car. We both agreed, we have confidence that we think it's going to make it down through there. Now, it did not. We were wrong. Let's just be clear. We were wrong.
Right.
The sad part is I went 001 against her.
Right.
All I had to run was 667, I think, to beat her that round. And, we went 58 the round before. So insult to injury. We really, we made the mistake. We lost the round.
Simple as that. Simple as that. And I see one of our first guests actually coming on for our WFO holiday party is Courtney Enders down there in the ready room, which is exciting. And but that rivalry, right? Like, you guys battled a lot this year. Like, there was a lot going on in 2021 that we hope to see extend in 2022. And it's not that far away, right? You already referenced, like, this is right around the corner. February, a couple weeks into February is not that far off.
Yeah, you figure right now it's what, December 15th, 16th, something like that. So,
Yep.
we only got only a few more days till Christmas, and you got the New Year's holiday. And then January's here, and then you look at it, the first week of February is the test session in Phoenix. I think it's the first week of February, and shit, it's here. So a lot of work yet to be done, and you talk about rivals. Yeah, Eric is a good rival. I look at her as probably one of the better drivers that's in the class out there, and you want to beat her every time you go up against her. But I don't think that matters who's in the other lane. So. Next year is going to be interesting. They have about 26 cars, I think, running out of the elite camp. So we'll see what happens.
Well, exactly. But KB2, right? Roger Brogdon is saying that he's going to run a full year next year and that he's going to have KB power. I haven't seen an official announcement, so who knows? But if it's coming out of Roger's mouth, he's the guy going to be paying. So I take that as gospel.
Right.
Pro stock, can you remember a better year of pro stock, like health-wise, full fields, every race? This is what we've been trying.
I think the last 2, 3, 4 years, including even going through, 2020 with all the COVID, we still had full fields in pro stock. I mean, there's not a healthier class out there than pro stock right now. It's there's a lot of good engine shops, a lot of good cars, a lot of good drivers. It's not no one's a shoo-in to even qualify anymore.
Well, exactly. And that's the other side of it. Like once we get 20 cars, 22 cars, all of a sudden those guys raise their game. Camry Caruso is going to be out there with those old Tanner Gray engines, which are going to be fast. Jim Yates as a crew chief. Like, wow, there's going to be exciting stuff, but that's what you want to be. What's your take on Factory X? Are you into that?
I am. I think it's a really cool class. I'm interested to see how there's going to be, I think, 3 or 4 exhibition races in 2022. I'm really curious to see what the fan appeal is. I think it's going to be really good. I do have a feeling, as far as the 500-inch cars go, that you're going to see a decrease in car count in the 500-inch class in 2023 and 2024. I would see people migrating over to that class.
Is that a bad thing, a good thing, or just a natural evolution?
I think it's just an evolution. I think you'll see some newer drivers coming into the 500-inch class. But it's going to be new. It's going to be exciting. If you get factory support behind it, it's certainly going to be something that even someone like myself, I would be interested in going over there if there's factory support. Maybe there's, we run on a very tight budget. Maybe there's some more, money to be had if you move into a class like that. But, we got to get through the first year of the exhibition side and see how it's going to be. But I'm hopeful that it's going to be a great class.
Awesome. That's great. All right. I know you're super busy. What do you got planned for the holidays? You and Amber, the team down there, Total Seal. What's up?
She's outside cleaning the grill right now. So she was just texting me that, this quote unquote being a driver's wife sucks because she's out cleaning grills. She's going back to work. It's a lot easier.
You got her dog buddies to help her. They're hanging.
Yeah, that's good. So, we're going to hang out at the house. Obviously her brother will be there with us, and her mom will probably come over, and we're going to have a nice, relaxing Christmas and probably work on the race car a little bit.
Are you accepting questions? Because Marcus has got a question for Matt. What can you do as a driver to do better for 2022 that you think that you lacked this past season? Wow, critical question right at the holiday season there, Marcus.
The thing that you can do better is find deeper level of concentration. The one thing, I'm involved with every part of the car. So when you get in the car and you go up to the starting line, it's hard not to be thinking about, what did we do in the transmission? What did we do with timing in the engine? What did we do with the fuel curve? What tire do we have on the car? Did we get the engine cool enough? All these things are in your head. And it's kind of nice that when you look at some of these other drivers that their whole focus is to drive the car, there's a different level of what you're thinking about. Now, I just need to get out of my own head and concentrate on letting the clutch out on time and shifting on time and not thinking about everything else that we've already done to the car, because I can't change it at that point.
Got it. Great answer. Great answer. All right. So I got Courtney Enders down there in the ready room. Can I bring her on and start this?
Bring her on.
You guys get along. Everybody gets along. Courtney, welcome.
Hi.
Courtney Enders has returned. You know Matt Hartford, right?
A little bit. Nice to meet you, Matt.
Nice to meet you. So Joe was only paying me a little bit to come on the show. How much did he pay you?
Listen, a lady never kisses and tells.
Ouch.
Good answer. Right. Well, listen, I have invited many people on the show today, guys, and it could be great. It could be a total cluster. It could go south. There's no way to know. That's
We've had both on these holiday parties. We've had both.
Yeah, exactly. It could go totally south and totally sideways. Courtney, excited to have you on, and we had Matt on a little bit to talk a little bit about it. He's got to go back to work, but like your teams raced each other in the final race for one another, at least for Matt, and he was just talking a little bit about that. You guys went one round further, but I'm excited to see 2022 like that. It builds upon itself, right? Like you can't help remember what happened last season and carry it into the next season.
It does. One of my favorite moments of the year this year was with you, Matt, down at the finish line after, I think it was Pomona, whichever round, I think it was, where you kind of messed with her a little bit. Yeah. And the world can think what they want. They want rivalries. They want all the things, and it makes people want to watch us. But you should have seen us down there. He came over as Erica's doing his interview, and he's like, I messed with her. Do you see that? I'm like, you turd. And we're just like joking around and hugging and stuff. And I love that our class, most of us, have the ability to separate that from the starting line to the finish line. And Amber and I have joked around. We've fought on the starting line. We've like wrapped our legs around each other before. I love racing them. It's a good rivalry.
It definitely sounds pretty good.
Yeah. So we get to the finish line and Erica looks at me and she says, could you have dicked around with me anymore in the starting line? And I said, yeah, I could have, but I thought I did plenty of it. So there was really no need to do anymore.
What did you expect from me? It's me.
Do people need to see more of that stuff? Like maybe not should it happen more, but that conversation that you just described, like I bet people would have loved that.
They would. I think so. I think that it's part of the reason why our class was claimed dead and isn't, the car count stuff like you were talking about, Matt. But I think that, and don't all the fuel people jump on me at once, but I think we have the characters. I think we have, when it comes to the team dynamics and the drivers and even Amber, me on the starting line, that there's more, Randy Lynn, there's more personalities than just who's behind the seat. And I think that that's why people are gravitating more towards our class. And our social media, in my opinion, the pro stock stuff is the most exciting. And, Steve Torrance is always riding bulls and blowing something up. But other than that, I think that people like that we expose ourselves as a little more grassroots and real, and you get to see those relationships.
Well, it's no different. Every time I race Erica, there is no doubt I am going to do something different. And Courtney, I think she asked you before that round if I was going to mess with her on the starting line. And what did you tell her?
She said, Joe, is this a show we can cuss on?
Yeah, depends.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Which words are we talking about?
Not the big one. But she said, do you think he's going to with me? Yeah. And I said, do you know him? And she said, so yeah, he is going to. I said, of course he's going to. Of course they're over there talking right now about what it is.
Yeah, there's no doubt, because here's the thing. One, I want to win the round. Erica wanted to win the round. There's no doubt about it. And had nothing to do. I could care less. At that point in time, I wasn't in it for a championship. I could care less who won as far as that goes, because that's other teams. I cared about myself and our team winning that round. But at the end of the day, the fans love it. Erica hates it when you mess with her. She doesn't like it. I'll give her that, but that's all right. But the fans absolutely love it. The TV loves it. Brian Loans loves it. You love it. Courtney, Amber,
I love it. Amber and I encourage it.
Good for the sport. So why not have some fun up there, as long as you don't do anything that's, wrong or unethical or whatever. But, the starter has a button up there. He can red light either one of us at any time.
Yeah, we've learned that.
He'll do it. So.
But what did you do? You just kind of slow walked it a little bit, right? Like it wasn't anything terrible. It was just like.
Took it all the way.
I waited for her to get into the water box before I started my car. I just took my time. I was relaxed.
Making a sandwich, putting on his moisturizer, right. Fixing his hair, looking at Amber.
But isn't that good for? But isn't that what the class needs? Don't more of the classes need some sort of where we're talking about it today? You want people talking about it moving forward, not in a way that makes it to where there's any animosity between the teams, but it's like, what's going to happen next? Because if it's there, it makes the fans, first of all, you see what happens when fuel's done. The fans leave the stands, or a lot of them do. You don't want that to happen. You want them to say, I want to watch pro stock. I want to go back and see, if you go back and you watch the old WJ or Lee Shepard or Bob Glidden, Frank Iacone, you look back then, there was some big rivals back then. We don't really have that in pro stock. We have a little bit of, back and forth, but there's no rivals. I mean, Courtney, who would be two rivals? I mean, real rivals.
People that
really, honestly, it's
dislike.
only who's in the points mix. It's like the two on top become the rivals, and that's the way that it's been the last few years, in my opinion, or fan perception of people not liking each other, or
Right.
certain instances. But I honestly think, I'm with you, Matt. I think that the more of it, the better. And like you said, people are talking about it. That race between Bruno and Mason, I know we beat that dead horse, but again, that race, no offense, love them both, didn't matter. Nothing about that round mattered for anything.
No.
And here we are, I think, when they do the voting and whatever the most exciting, that's one of them for me.
Was it a race? Was it a race, or was it a stage? What do we call that? Because
it was like a almost
an almost race. Hey,
yeah,
no,
but
listen,
that one, and even the Aaron Stanfield with the timing issues, even if it's not two people, we've had a lot of stuff in our class that I think have made it interesting. And we've had fans, I'm sure you have too, Matt, that are up at the ropes and they're like, man, I never was into pro stock until this. And then now I look for Richard to freak out on the starting line or this or that. And they're starting to notice things. And like I said, there's personalities there. Pro stock could have its own TV show for sure.
I'm reading the comment right there. I did not watch the Fox show, but I've been told many times that Erica gave me a new name in the car. So
she did.
In car,
and I think it was either you or Amber that came up to me after, like, did she call me a blank blank? And I said, I think she was more or less like, did that really do that?
Yeah, I clarified with Loans what was said. So I texted him. I said, so exactly what was said. And he gave me the quote. So that's
little Erica, she's come a long way from not saying dirt with a mouthful to have to watch her radio. I love it.
There you go. Well, listen, people are asking for more in-car radio after, Formula One is like nonstop in-car radio. I said, we've got it on a regular basis. We've got in-car radio, especially with Erica. And Loans and is going to be on, hopefully. We'll see. I put out the invitation to quite a few. Matt, I appreciate it. I know you guys are hustling over there at Total Seal. Thank you for jumping on here and your support of WFO Radio, and Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to you, Amber, Eddie, KI, everybody.
The dogs.
The little dogs.
Hey, the one Tatum, our middle dog, she'll be at the Phoenix race. So she's the only one of my puppies that likes the noise. The other two hate it.
Good.
Oh, there you go. There you go. I like it.
Tell Amber hi, and you shouldn't make her clean your stuff. Not
the grill, especially.
Be out there cleaning.
We had a rat get in the grill the other night.
I saw that.
The rat is now dead.
Rightfully so. Right.
No, he got in a trap. We didn't cook him. He got out of.
Sorry, I live down here in Texas. Who killed it?
Yes. Trap. Right. One of those electric ones.
Take it all out, clean it, disinfect it.
Absolutely.
Now you get to make her dinner on it, right? She cleans it, so you're gonna make her dinner on it.
Get a rat and put back on it. All right, I'm going back to work. You guys have fun.
It was good to see you, Matt.
See you, Courtney.
There goes Matt Hartford with us here. Thank you. There goes Matt with us here on WFO Radio. Courtney, welcome back. Everybody is excited that you're back. I'm excited that you're back, but I've got some bad news.
What?
Well, Jason Logan is traveling today, and I was really working hard to get him to come on. He was going to make a video, and he's like, no, I'm going to try to come on. And I just got a text that he says he's not going to make it.
I know. I saw he just posted something about an airplane or something. Where is he? What is he doing that's more important than us?
He was doing something with one of his kids in the military, if memory serves me correctly. He was somewhere.
So trumped me there. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Kids, military, whatever. What are you drinking?
I brought a mimosa to this party.
Oh, that's awesome. I have a shot of Sambuca.
Cheers.
Very holiday festive. Cheers to you, Courtney Enders. And so here's the deal. I put out the invitation to quite a few different people, and it could go any way. It could be just you and I for a little while, or it could be others. So I just want to make you aware of that, like when you have an event and the door, like who's showing up, anybody, but we have the audience out there, which is what matters.
We do. I was just reading all these comments.
Okay. So what about Craig Galtieri, who, Roasters Coffee? He wants to look back on 2021. Do you have any comment about this? Like, were you there?
I do. I happen to know a couple of the people involved. This was a very unfortunate tone misunderstanding. Long story short, we're in Dallas. I don't think this story's ever been told publicly.
The story has never been told publicly.
I will keep it short. In Dallas, pits are not great. Love my Motorplex crew, but pits are not great. We were on the row right after the ditch, so there was a couple of straggler fuel cars, and then Pro Stock filled up the rest of the lane, and our zip code took up like 8 spots. So they kind of put Josh, in my opinion, it's tough for a dragster to get in and out of where they were doing. So there was a couple of run-ins through the weekend of people thought things were in their way of sorts, and some verbiage was thrown and some things were done, and a mood and a tone was set, if you will. And Saturday night after the last qualifier, they came in hot, like first round win hot. And we had just come and our golf carts were kind of still in the middle of the road. And I didn't hear the exchange of words, but it's something along the lines of move your stuff. And the other response was, hold on, we'll be there in a minute. In a little less nice. And somebody came at somebody, and one of their guys kind of shoved Royce Lee. And if y'all know the Freemans, you don't shove a Freeman. And Royce Lee and him got in a little scuffle, and Royce Lee's boys saw the scuffle, and every person related kind of jumped in, and then the Hart guys jumped in, and we had ourselves a nice little brawl.
Wow, a brawl.
It was a brawl.
A full-on brawl.
It was. And hindsight, some stragglers happened through the weekends. We had some starting line run-ins, but we were given a smooth talking to by Ned and Mr. Cromwell and all the people in charge in gray shirts, as we should have been. And they tried to get to the bottom of the story, not, just punish. I will say they did a good job of investigating. At the time, we thought it didn't need to be investigated, but just kind of got to the point where it was just a massive tone misunderstanding, and we were both living in each other's space, and it didn't work.
Yeah. Well, at that point in the season, people are, it's hard to explain to folks out there, but
it's tense.
It's tense, and it's the end of the line, and it was a very tough year. And I'm hoping that everybody can revisit and get back together, and hopefully it was just
I'm sure it's fine. And it was Dallas for us. So we had every person that's a customer of Patterson Elite Motorsports, Elite HP, who's a family member of ours, a family member of the Freemans. So our pit was very saturated. There was a lot of golf carts, a lot of rental cars, a lot of people, a lot of stress. So there was just a lot of stuff going on. And my boys are some hot-headed Oklahoma rednecks.
Yeah, hot-headed people. And you know what? That's why we need a secondary show. That's why we need another show that's kind of roaming the pits, capturing this kind of right, exactly. All right, we got another guest coming on. I'm going to bring him on. This is his, I think, first time on the video version of WFO Radio. And hopefully, you share the show, everybody out there. And he put me on the spot. Speaking of putting people on the spot, he put me on the spot at PRI, which you were not at. By the way, Courtney, everybody loves the new Duke. Mr. Tony Pedregon. Tony Pedregon.
Hey, Tony P.
Joe, I feel like I've invited myself. I did put the pressure on you. That's why I'm here, right?
Yes, but no. That's not true, actually. What the real truth is, Courtney knows it was a long time before Courtney got on WFO as well. Like, I kind of have like a routine, and I don't go out of my routine, which is bad. You should kind of always, and reaching out to Tony Pedregon is something that I should have done a long time ago. But then you did put me on the spot, and you put me on the spot badly. Get this, Courtney. Ready? I'll put you on the spot the way he put me on the spot.
Okay.
Next year, who's going to finish higher in top fuel points? Tony Schumacher or Leah Stewart? Like that came out, bang, hit me in the face with that one. And I'm on the stage. People are looking at me. I don't want to wimp out on the question. I want to answer it to the best of my ability. That's a brutally difficult question. Somebody's going to dislike my answer. It was very tough. It was very tough.
So what was your answer?
Well, I've actually, I told him Tony Schumacher at the time. Because he's Tony Schumacher, man. That's right. Like, I feel like he'll be able to get back into the car pretty quick and have success. But then I went home, Tony, and I was thinking about it. I was like, man, I shouldn't have said anything.
A lot of brain power, mental power going into there.
Exactly. But, I'm not even fully certain that Tony's going to run a full season. I think we'll be finding that out next week. So we'll just have to see. But good question, Tony.
Well, the good thing is, Joe, and I learned this when I started doing analysis on the show, can't worry about what people are going to think, right? We've got to provide our honest opinion. I was thinking about Charles Barkley and Shannon Sharp, and all these other analysts. And, I don't know that they're getting a call on Monday from Russell Wilson from Tom Brady or Ben Roethlisberger because they said, hey, why'd you throw that pick? I think big time sports, and I know as our sport continues to grow and elevate, we got to call it like it is. So it's a little bit of a pressure cooker, but when you're right, and when Tony does finish higher in the points than Leah, you're going to be like Tony Romo.
Right.
You're calling it before it happens.
Well, or not, it all depends on what goes out. But I'm on the record now, and it is what it is. Blake in Wyoming has been asking for Courtney, and he's been asking for you, Tony, to be on the show. And Blake is a great guy. I don't know if you guys know Blake. He was out there in Atlanta this year for the final Southern Nationals Atlanta Dragway, and he's got his favorites, right, that he watches, and you guys are two of them, and he is out there having a great time. So thank you both for coming on. There it is. So let's talk a little bit about that, Courtney, as we've got some others coming on. The analysis that Tony is not afraid to say stuff. And isn't that what we want? But sometimes the stuff is critical. And so I can imagine if I'm the person receiving the critical analysis, I'm annoyed. But everybody else, that's what we're supposed to have.
We're entertaining, right? The part of the TV show is the entertainment. So I'm here for it. And there's people in my camp that aren't here for it, Tony, as you know, but I'm here for it. And I like it. And if it gets people talking, it gets people talking. And I'm also a big fan of, I think what I want to think and I do what I want to do. And if somebody's going to be critical of it or do it, then let's talk about it, or so be it. You know what I mean? So I like it. And everybody has their 2 cents. And if they're replying to what you're saying and what you said made a difference. So I'm here for it.
Yeah, I agree, Courtney. And I think that's something that's lost in everything that we do, because everybody's got their own agenda. The racers, they run a racing team,
right.
And they have to, if they have sponsors, and most of them do, they have to answer to sponsors. So, when I hear somebody say, hey, they're my cars and I can do what I want, not really. I mean, to a certain degree, they are your cars. You can do what you want, but because in our sport, there is a rule that says, well, you can't throw races and everything else. We work within those, those boundaries. And that's just one of the things, just to address the 400-pound elephant in the room. But, that's just, it's not, to me, it's not subjective. I think that where I do agree with you, it is entertainment. I mean, there's no question about that. It is the business of racing. And look, we've talked about this, internally, myself and Brian, and even with Glenn Cromwell and Steve Righteous, the producer of the show, we're not the only ones that have that problem, in our sport. I mean, F1 faces the same, tough decisions with the teams. So does NASCAR. So does IndyCar. So it is something that does exist. And, we're just on the show. We're not going to steer clear of it. We assess what the drivers say and we evaluate what the drivers say. And what I call and what I say is based on what I see, based on my experience, and based on what I hear as well. So, and we don't say it just to make it interesting. I was told, one of the things that really stuck out when I started doing this was I was told I have to be able to back it up with facts. And, of course, I just finished my 5th year doing this. And,
wow,
time flies, right?
Holy crap.
I know it goes by pretty quick, but, that's something that's very important to me is that I have the facts in front of me. I have the data, the numbers don't lie. And some of the people that have been a little bit critical of what I say about whoever, whether it's John Force, Paul Lee, you can go down the list. We say great things, good things, but when it's all said and done, we have to try to put the viewer in the seat of the car. And my job specifically is to explain to them what is in front of them, but what they may not see. So, that's the light that I have to shed on it. But, I've challenged some of the haters to have this debate, whether it's on NHRA.com. Joe, we could do it on WFO, but, I've thrown that challenge out. I've even thrown the challenge out to some fans, that disagree with what I've said about maybe their favorite racer or how I've said it.
Yeah.
And, my reply is, look, if you want to have this conversation, I'd be more than happy to do it. And and I, in the same breath, I don't have any problem saying that, you know what, I was wrong. Maybe I didn't say it right. I have no problem doing
So
that. So
on that note, Gary Gerald, who was a bit of a mentor to me, he doesn't know. But he said, if you think too much about what the fans are thinking, you'll end up sitting with them.
He's right.
And that's the thing you got to do. So one of the best years ever for Pro Stock, Tony. Like, we got Courtney. We just spoke with Hartford. I got Krista Baldwin on there. Jaron Settles about to jump on. And it's going to become a wild free-for-all. But when you look back at this year, you had two of the greatest of all time battling and a cast of young up-and-coming superstars. All on all, battle down to the final race. I know I loved it, but as someone who called the race, what did you think of Pro Stock 2021?
Well, I think that it lived up to everything that it should be and that it's supposed to be. Brian and I talked a little bit about the finale in F1. A little bit of controversy. Wow. And I didn't tune into the whole race. I just watched like the last 5 laps. And coincidentally, the last 3 laps, in my opinion, those are like the greatest 3 laps that I've ever seen in F1. And, I think that, what we saw with Greg and what we saw with Erica and all the younger guys, Stanfield, McGahey, and Dallas Glenn and Kyle Koretsky. I mean, it started to kind of come down to just Greg and Erica. And all of a sudden you have these other guys firing shots. And so now it wasn't just about Erica and Greg. It was about the younger and the more experienced. So I just think there was every element in it. And I think that's great for the class. Even with Pro Stock bike, Pro Stock motorcycle, I mean, look, they don't get the attention that the funny cars and the top fuel cars do. But when you have that kind of drama, I think that it really draws people in. And I think that's good for the sport. I mean, we need Pro Stock bike. We need Pro Stock. And I think we already have, the on-track product and all the drama that comes with it in funny car and top fuel.
Awesome stuff. All right, I'm going to bring on Krista Baldwin, guys. We do have a little echo out there. Troy has noticed it. There's a little bit of an echo. I don't know where it's coming from. I should have said to rock some earbuds, but let's see what we can do. And if I mute you, it's not because I dislike you. I'm just trying to find the source of the echo. But look who it is. Look who it is. Yeah, why don't you try to throw yours in, Courtney?
Hi, Krista.
Say hi to Krista.
Hello.
Though. Krista Baldwin. How are you, Krista?
I'm doing good. How are you guys doing?
I'm awesome. I am awesome. Krista, what are you going to do? Like, how are you going to spend your winnings? That's what I want to know. Like, there's currency now. This thing is not quite Bitcoin. What are you going to do to spend your winnings?
It's funny. So Joe Morrison gave that to me when I was on the NHRA stage at PRI. And I made the joke that I went out and bought a Magnum-sized bottle of Camus with it, and I think that was that was it. That's all I got.
Brian, so what are you going to do? Okay, so first of all, for those that don't know, I instigated $1,000 bet between the two of you because I was highly motivated in the moment, and I instigated $1,000 bet. You went with the bet. Joe went with the bet. We had thumbs up. I was under intense pressure, and I came up with that. And in the end, I don't think Joe's got $1,000 to just hand over to Krista, or vice versa, probably, right? And so Joe created this pseudo bill, which will be passed back and forth. And it says, disclaimer, this in no way affects NHRA, its affiliates, or partners. If you want to blame someone, his picture is a couple inches to the left. So you guys are going to pass this thing back and forth.
Yeah, that's the idea. I mean, it's all good fun, but I mean, if I would have lost, I would have walked over with $1,000. I mean, a bet is a bet.
Wow, a bet is a bet, says Krista. All right, your audio just got a little weird. We're going to bring Courtney back, and there's fixed. Courtney. You're fixed. All right. Excellent. Yeah, Krista, your audio just went south for a second. It was great, and then it went south. Everybody saying hello and Merry Christmas to everybody. Jim saying, hey, Krista. Lonnie says, Krista is the happiest driver I've ever seen. Agreed. Krista, the happiness, has it waned at all now that you've driven however many laps in a top fuel car? Has it worn off?
Hell no. No way. Every time you go 300 miles an hour, I mean, it has to put a smile on your face, right?
Right. What is your plan for next year? Like, all right, here we are in the holidays. Like, how much can we expect to see you in 2022?
8 to 10 times. So I figured I did 5 this year. If I double it up, I could do 10 this next year, and then hopefully the following year could be full time.
That's awesome. Tony, what would that be good for? I think that would be good for the sport. Like, my vote is that's exactly what we need. Like the Greekette out there.
Well, that'd be great. I mean, it's interesting. We already have plenty of diversity, but I think Krista really brings a good dynamic. I mean, we wish all the drivers would have the energy that she has, and it's unique. That's a very good thing, and hey, the more the better. I think it's going to be pretty tough. And I think the most interesting thing is, that car runs good. I mean, it'll go down the track, it'll run 380s, and it's no longer, it's a car that'll just get in the show if there's only 16 cars. That car is capable of making good runs down the racetrack. And you don't race trailers, you don't race equipment. You bring one car with good equipment to the starting line, and you've got a chance.
Yeah, but the trailer, though, there's a plan for that, right?
Yes, there's a plan for it. So next year we are upgrading to a different trailer, but we are going to keep it in our possession, and we're going to make it a bar for Indy. That'll be our hospitality.
What? Will there be shivas available?
Absolutely. I figured Grandpa needed a place to hang out with all his friends, so might as well be the lounge of the trailer, right?
Wow, that's big breaking news right there. The historic Golden Greek trailer to become bar at the U.S. Nationals. There it is. That's like headline number 2 coming out of the holiday extravaganza right here. I love that idea because you can't, but at some point, to be a competitive Top Fuel team, you need more space. Isn't it as simple as that?
Yes, I need more space so I can haul more parts so I can continue to make all the qualifying sessions.
That's it. That's it. Rick Salazar wants to be Courtney's bodyguard. This guy's jacked, by the way. He's like, you got to see him. So he would be a good. Walt Walker is out there saying, what's up? Lauren saying Merry Christmas. Joe, Tony, Krista, and Courtney, thank you very much. And let's bring on someone else as it's getting out of control. Let's bring on, you guys know the flying airbrush, Jaron Settles? You know this guy, one of the most talented guys in all of drag racing. Has got best appearing like 3 or 4 times his cars. Jaron, what's up? You painting? What are you doing?
How are you? Yeah, hopefully it's not too noisy here. I'm in the middle of a body shop that's like full on working. So, but yeah, we're getting ready for this busy off season. That's only like 4 weeks long, it seems like. So we're having fun.
There it is. There it is. I appreciate it. Jaron is Tony. You and Jaron, I don't know if you know each other, but you have something in common. Tony is an airbrush guy. Also, Jaron, do you know that?
Yeah, I did know that. Yeah. I've been a fan of his for a while. He doesn't know me. I feel like I'm like the only nobody on this show right now. Like, wow, all these superheroes here.
I don't belong here.
Yeah, but that's see, listen, that's not what it's about. Okay. That's exactly why, like, we're weaving this, thread through all of drag racing. We got a 2-time funny car champ. We've got how many best appearing awards have your cars won, Jaron? Honest.
Hundreds. I think in NHRA I have over 100.
Wow.
What?
So my question is, what notable cars? Give us a couple of names of some of the work you've done. Anything we've seen on the track?
Yeah. So helmet wise, a lot.
That one.
Well, there's so I paint all of the Moser Engineering cars. I'm the Moser Engineering painter. So every car you've seen that was Moser Engineering sponsored, I've painted. I've done all of Sean Langdon's helmets for the past probably 6 or 7 years. I'm actually working on his new one now, or the roofing helmet and the DHL helmet. Did a helmet for Erica a few years back. Done Dale Cox IHR World Championship helmets. It's just a ton of sportsman cars. So I joke that I'm the best kept secret in all of custom painting because everyone has seen my stuff. You just didn't know I did it. Like at Dallas Glenn's Pro Stock Helmet, hit the rookie of the year, painted his Pro Stock helmet for Brad Fork. The list goes on. Like I'm just in the back.
There.
I'll pick, if you come out to a race, let me know. Give me a heads up. I'll pick your brain.
Sure. Well, if as everything goes, so I'm already entered and promoted, but if everything goes right, I'm scheduled to run the first 5 natural events in a row. So that would be the first I've ever got a chance to do that. So that'll be exciting.
Now, what about dealing with clients, Jaron? Like, I'm sure Tony has had some problems with some clients who he's done helmets for, people who are, you know,
oh boy,
maybe picky. what was that? What's that like? Tony, you did a helmet for Reinhardt, did you not? We learned about that this year.
Yeah, but Reinhardt paid. You know who didn't pay? I'm going to go back in time. Jack Clark.
Oh, really?
Clark, he owes me like $800.
Baseball player.
Yeah.
He never paid me for the Taco Bell helmet I did. Like I
Wow.
must be in the early to mid 90s. But Alan's good. Alan pays.
Thank
Alan,
you.
Wow.
Do you have the helmet nearby?
I do not. It's not here. It's at the house.
Okay.
I have a surprise for Alan that's going to hopefully make his debut at Pomona, and I wasn't going to charge him. Now I'm thinking I should charge
He
Thanks
pays.
a lot, Pedregon.
Yeah, there it is.
him.
Tony,
But
stir
now
it
there-
up.
So basically, I don't have too many problems with clients. I honestly try to do mostly high-end stuff. So I kind of pick and choose my customers. I don't like to say that, you know, but you kind of have to in this industry because this industry is more of a luxury, you know, industry. So you got to have some expendable money to get, have what I want or what I'm getting out.
I'm going to bring on one more guest. This person is very important to the NHRA folks, and I'm super excited because she and I work together like more. Me and Alan and me and Nikki Sheely. We spend probably more time than anybody together out there. Everybody waving at Nikki. Nikki, hello. Thank you
Good
for
morning,
joining.
afternoon. I don't even know what time it is here.
It's a very Arizona intensive show. We had Hartford, we've got Alan, we've got Nikki. That's a lot of Arizona. Tony,
That's
you're in
okay,
Indiana. Tony and Krista are in Indiana. The airbrush, he doesn't live anywhere. He just flies around like a nomad. And Courtney's Texas and I'm Florida. So we're all over the place. Merry Christmas to all of you. Thank you for joining me on this. Like, if this shot right here makes it all worth it, thank you so much.
Am I the only one?
I'm actually in Florida.
What's that, Alan?
Am I the only one with a Christmas tree?
I got one.
Wait, I have something cool. Wait.
Krista's running. Krista's running. Like when Krista runs, like the thing about it, when Krista runs, we can look at that.
She
There you
wins.
go. She wins. That's it. That's it.
There. I
I love it. That's great. That's great. But yeah, Alan, I think is that a Christmas tree? That's a Charlie Brown Christmas tree. That's not an actual Christmas tree. That's a Charlie Brown tree right there.
That's exactly what I would have guessed that Alan Reinhardt's Christmas tree looked like.
The Charlie Brown
That
tree.
that is the epitome of the Charlie Brown, because I think Charlie Brown would be jealous of that.
But look at that great McLeod representation back there, Alan.
That was great.
Great poster.
Oh, you like that one? Yeah.
I like that one.
Middle of the wall, right up top.
I like it.
Exactly. Did you guys have a good PRI, Krista?
Excellent. There was so many people that came by, especially on the FTI side. I mean, that is the bread and butter for FTI, torque converters, automatic transmissions. So it was cool just seeing all of our customers and our racers, and they come by and explain all the cool stuff they did all year. And, you know, they were excited with me and Paul, and they just love that we're carrying the brand. So that's a really cool thing to have.
Excellent. Excellent. Nikki, you know, I appreciate you coming on the show. Like, this is awesome. We have done so many attention in the pits. I had no idea we were up to 50. You just put the 50th attention in the pits out there. So I want to let you, you know, speak on like all of these people that you're surrounded by. You worked with and around all of these people. You've never been on WFO before, as far as I know, right?
Never.
First, that's because you didn't want to come on, unlike Tony.
Right.
Well, there's the whole behind the scenes thing, right? Some people want to stay behind the scenes.
Yes,
We run into
I
that
like
with a
being
lot of-
behind the scenes. I like being behind the camera, filming everything and posting everything for everybody else.
And she does a wonderful job.
Oh, thanks, Krista.
But you deserve to be the center of attention.
Yes.
I
I
agree.
like showcasing everybody else. Like you said, Joe, that 50th attention in the pits was kind of cool. Like, we've done so many of them, and they go up and we post them, and the stories are awesome, and I love them so much. And all of a sudden, I texted you. I was like, guess what? We're at 50. And that number is amazing. I think that's a pretty cool deal that we've been able to do. Like, that's 50 racers with 50 stories, and I think that's pretty awesome.
Yes, we'll be taking bids for the 100th episode starting now, by the way, guys. Just kidding. But
I'm pretty partial. I'm pretty partial, but I think mine was the best one.
Yours was a great one.
No, it wasn't. It was not.
It was
Right in the middle of the pandemic. It was
I-
right
it
in the
was.
pandemic.
with a mask on. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah. We didn't reshoot Jaron's though, like we did with Taylor Iacono for why
Right.
didn't we do that?
Oh, that's not fair.
We should have.
I blame Reinhardt.
Yes. Blame
What do I have to
Reinhardt.
do with this?
I'm going to disappear. I'm going to disappear for 10 seconds to give Brian the link. Okay.
Okay, do it. There goes Tony. He's
Joe, you told me at the beginning of this show, Courtney, this may be just me and you.
Yeah.
It's not.
He told me the same thing, Courtney. So.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah,
He
I think I
acts
said
like
that
he's like the unpopular kid on the playground, but he's not.
That was a copy and paste to like 50 people. So I am a manipulator. No, you know how it is. Like you invite people over to your house and you're wondering, like, is anybody going to show up to this deal? Not because I'm unpopular, but because people got stuff to do. Like Krista's at work and Alan's always working and Jaron is literally working right now. And Tony, you know, who knows what he does in between being a television
I'm
celebrity.
having a 2:45 p.m. Thursday mimosa.
We are on the same page with that. So yes.
But like during the quarantine, that Dion's here. He just rode my Peloton and he's doing something. But I'm gonna make him come in here in a second. But
Dion.
I see you.
Hey, you got to be careful with those Pelotons. Remember, one of them killed Mr. Big.
Yes.
Oh, I'm poor. I have an echelon. I don't have a Peloton. I have an
Okay.
echelon.
I have a
Well,
Schwinn.
Come say
And you
hello.
just you're supposed to say spoiler alert before you give up the plot of a whole show. Hey guys, it's Dion. Look at Dion, everybody.
Oh, you
What's up,
smell
Dion?
good.
Fresh showered.
Oh,
Yeah.
Look at
I
that.
just came over to my free gym here.
yeah. He acts like my gym is a public gym in the garage. I got home from the store and he was riding the bike, waving at me as my garage door opened.
That's great.
What a warm welcome.
Dion, what does Dion do, Courtney? Tell everybody what he does. He's a little off mic, but I mean he's everywhere. He
Oh.
hustles just like you do.
He actually is like the Courtney for TJ's car, for Troy Jr.'s car. He's kind of taken over a lot of responsibilities about what he did and also making it a little more creative. Woody's kept a lot of the traditional PR roles and the marketing stuff within the company, and Dion's doing all of the content for Team Jegs. He also works for Drag Illustrated. He produces the West Buck show. He's the one who clips all the stuff together. He's my only friend here in Fort Worth, so that keeps him very busy.
And a good guy.
I
Like, I
highly doubt that.
Oh my god.
Can we call
No,
him
it's true.
TC?
What?
Can we call him TC for Troy's Courtney?
Sure.
I'll take
You
it.
love that,
I'll
don't you?
take it.
I like it too.
He also took a photo for me at PRI, so I didn't have to go. We posted one photo for Erica, and he did it.
Yeah, I saw him there. No, it was great stuff. Look, Wes is out there. Wes, great guy. The best of guys actually says Wes, excellent. Walt is out there. Walt says he's helping Bruno win the comp championship was great. Being with Erica and Courtney winning Indy was awesome. But my new life goal is getting Jaron a national event. Wally says Walt. Have you hired Walt, Jaron?
I think I'm going to. Yeah, absolutely.
That's
Now
awesome.
you are.
Yeah, now
Yeah, absolutely. I need him bad.
he's got a good record.
This is funny.
Absolutely.
Got a good record. Wes is out there, says Merry Christmas to all of y'all. Merry Christmas
That's right.
to you,
He
Wes.
said y'all.
Yeah,
That's
y'all.
right.
Y'all. No, good stuff. I saw him doing his show out there at PRI up on the stage. Yeah, quite the crowd around. It was great. And the Maddie and Macy 30 under 30, Wes. That's a great take right there. Excellent stuff. That's what our sport needs. And now they're locked in for life. So thank you.
Yeah, another one bites the dust.
Oh, look at this. Look who it is.
Brian Lowe.
All right,
Loans, no, loans.
I know.
Bye.
Would you pull me another mimosa?
Bye, Dion.
Dion is going to get
Right.
Loans drinking a little Conehead out there. Love the headsets, Loans.
Yeah, what? He's always so professional. What's up with that?
I don't know, Jaron. How are you?
Jaron.
I'm leaving.
Don't
How you
leave.
doing,
Don't leave, Jaron.
Yeah. Jared's not here right now.
You got to go through some painful stuff to get to the good stuff, right? Like if you had not been, we hadn't ruined your name a few hundred times, you would have never got the courage to tell us, hey, man. And look,
Like multiple races in a row, everybody got it wrong. Like, wow. But it's okay.
What do you mean everybody?
Oh, you got it wrong a few times too. Early on.
No.
At Indy, I have proof at Indy because I think I heard Joe correct you in the background because you said you were like Jaron. It's like, Jaron. Yeah, so I got video of that.
That was Loans.
It's okay.
They can hear a lot of the background stuff, Brian and Alan. Since we can have like a mini announcers meeting right here, you can hear a lot on that stream, man. A lot of the background comes over.
Hot mics.
Yeah.
Always the best. Always the best.
Beware of the hot mic.
Yeah.
That's why they don't
I
let
chased
me have
Evan
a
out of my
microphone.
office.
What are you drinking out of that tiny vessel, Joe? What was that?
Little Zambuca with some coffee mid-afternoon. I'm not going hardcore. I want to do something like holiday, so I dropped a coffee bean in there, and I'm just kind of sipping it along.
Very festive.
That's the drink of a 65-year-old man. So I like the fact you're doing that.
Well, I have
Brian comes in hot with the hazing.
Not only that, I got a beef with loans. The exchange rate loans. The exchange rate is not. What'd you say? The Bank of Guam. What was it?
I think I said it was $15 in Canada or something like that. Yeah.
This is the next Dogecoin, man. Don't sleep on Costello bucks.
It's an NFT.
We're going up.
Yeah.
We're gonna have an NFT. You know what, Krista? You and Joe Morrison could make an NFT of this and sell it for $4, and there'll be only one. The NFT of Costello bucks. You know what was great? Oh, almost spilled it.
There it goes.
Almost.
He just spilled
No.
1.5 ounces of Zambuca.
No, it's good. But what you don't know is that I didn't know about any of that happening until it aired on the stage, which I thought was super great. Like when things are happening and you don't even know about them.
It was fun.
That's good.
Yeah, Joe and we talked about how we were going to play this off for next year. So this is what we came up with. Except for, not the actual $1,000, but
Right.
it's fine.
Headline: Krista Baldwin involved in fun bet. Subheadline: would rather have $1,000.
I mean, come on.
Hey, times are tough, man. It's Christmas.
Goes without saying.
Hey, didn't Nikki just get back from Hawaii?
I did just get back from Hawaii. Yes, I took a
Did
little
you bring
break.
us anything?
Yeah, I'll bring it to you in Pomona.
It's a hug.
She brought us
I'll take
pictures.
I'll take it.
Hey Joe, you got to tell these guys our Idris Elba story, like when we actually got Joe bucks from our Idris Elba brush with stardom.
Yes, and that was Houston, right?
That was Houston.
So it's now going to be an archived Houston story after this year, and we have the final spring nationals. But it was like maybe it was Brian's first year, my second year, something like that. I don't know where Reinhardt was, but he was gone, which is rare, and it was late. And they had a film crew, and Antron Brown was recording a show with Idris Elba, who, if you don't know, he is a huge Hollywood celebrity.
For real.
Yeah, like as big Miss Steinfeld, Haley Steinfeld, who was out there at the finals, was and is going to be a massive star, but got a long way to go to be Idris Elba. And so anyway, they started using our calls in the show, and they decided they didn't want us to go through like a whole process, and so they just greased us for like $300 cash money, baby.
Yeah, the producers of the show walked up and just handed us cash, and we're like, okay, then we went to dinner. It's good.
Cash money. Now I've never seen the show.
The show never aired in America.
Did it air somewhere though? Did it air in?
It aired in England.
Wow.
And then
I would like to see that.
It was like bootlegged on YouTube for a while, and now it's gone for.
Well, Idris is originally from England.
Yeah.
So are you guys like David Hasselhoff? They love me in Germany.
Man, I'd kill to be the Hoff. I would kill to be that guy, even with the German stuff. What did we do, Brian? We went and had a great steak, right?
We went out to some awesome steak place and had a good dinner. We did the responsible thing and spent it all in one shot. Like 3 hours after we got it, we were blessed. Yeah.
When
Right back
somebody
into the
gives you
economy.
cash money like that, that's the only way to do it. That's free. It doesn't count. It goes nowhere, but just in and out.
And it was dirty Hollywood money, so we had to get rid of it. You don't want
Yes.
to hold on to that. It might rub off on you.
Exactly. No, it was a great time. We got to get him back, man. We got to do more with Idris. Like Idris, you remember us?
He'll say no.
I think it's funny that you pronounce his name right. It's like the hardest name ever, and you got it right the first time.
Well, that's because he's famous.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah. Win a couple of Wallies and we'll figure yours out too, Jaron.
So this is where this show is heading. Okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You know what, though,
I'm
Jaron?
drinking water. It's only 2:00 in the afternoon here. I'm drinking
Yeah,
water.
everybody's working. You'll be
Look,
happy to know.
nobody's judging down there in the Santa Hat. No judgment in this show.
Yeah.
No, I'm judging. I'm judging that he's not
What's your
drinking.
show? You could.
Well, that's
you're
the
this
thing.
way.
Like, he should be having a beverage. This is Alan Reinhardt. He's got a beer cooler 10 feet away, and he doesn't work for anyone. He should. Loans is having a beverage. Courtney is deep into it. Me, I've got my 65-year-old man drink. Like, Reinhardt can open a beer. Let's go.
Do you know, Joe, you changed the whole trajectory of my day today, because normally I wouldn't wash my hair till the end of the day because I work out at the end of the day. Well, today I said, I'm going to have a cocktail at 3 o'clock, so I have to work out in the morning. So I shifted my whole day today.
That's great.
Are you in front of a high school portraits background? What is going on behind you? It looks as though,
Look, Brian.
it looks as though someone's going to be like with a Letterman jacket on here
I'm
momentarily.
in my office, and I have a chalkboard wall in my office because I'm a psychopath.
I love a
here.
chalkboard wall.
I have a chalkboard wall in the back of my office.
What are
Is
today's
that because you
specials?
can't afford Sharpies?
Yes.
They smell too good. What's up, Tony?
Tony's on.
back.
Tony's back. We got Tony. We got Brian. So we got the Fox team. We've
Good job,
got
Alan. I saw that. Cheers.
Good job, Alan Reinhardt. Way to get in on the action.
Hey,
Right?
Joe, this is the longest. How long?
I have no sound.
How
Well,
long
Jaron
does
has
this
to-
go?
Until we get bored. Until we get bored. No, the audience seems to like it. They're retweeting it. It's the kind of thing. It's a virtual happy hour, Tony. Like, we're having beverages. We're talking about
I
racing.
can't hear anybody.
Oh, Jaron is caught up. We're going to have to, that's it. We're going to mute Jaron. See, that's what happens is when someone has a technical difficulty, they become blown out. And that's it. They're erased.
Cutthroat.
It's like a game of Risk.
So that's all I got to do to get off this ship?
Yeah.
I'm
exactly.
sorry. What? I can't. I'm off the island. I can.
Ship of Fools, right?
I remember a couple of these during quarantine, Joe, where things got a little hairy. We were on here like 2 hours and things got pretty hairy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
well-
at least 3 drinks long enough.
Yeah, but
We
there was a
played
couple of times during
games.
quarantine when everybody started drinking at 9 a.m. So
That's true.
We did. Actually,
We
what I
did.
started to say before Dion came in here, this was like a thing on Thursdays during quarantine, as I would come on like every other one, but it was very well known that like, my office, I'm in it, but come Thursday afternoon, like I'm usually drunk, so just don't. It's just,
Well-
I'm at work, I'm drinking with Joe, and it was a thing.
It was a thing, by the way. I don't wish to go back to the quarantine aspect of it, but the day drinking was definitely something to be improved upon.
And we just did it on the computer and called it a show.
And it was work related. That's it. That's
Well,
it.
we
Like, I
talked
don't
about
think
racing.
Listen,
We
like
don't need
okay, so
TV
okay,
show.
Courtney. So you
Everybody
had an excuse to be drunk Thursday afternoon. What about Tuesday afternoon and Wednesday afternoon, and every other afternoon when you were drunk? at work?
Here,
Thanks for
let me
tacos.
check. Let me check with my dad. No, I'm 35. Let me check with my husband. Don't have one. Let me check with my boss. No, we're good. So yeah, whatever flows, flows.
Ah, Courtney.
we all look for inspiration in our own
I'll never change, Krista.
in our own way.
I hope you never do.
Definitely not. So look at this beer open. You know, like part of me feels like this, urge to talk drag racing, but not really. So when you look back at the year, Brian, like, a drag racing, non-drag racing topic, we had good news, but we had a lot of fun, right? Like you look back at 21, man, the fun factor was through the roof.
Fun factor was high, maybe more so for some than others. But yeah, no, it was a good season. I mean, it's like, when we got done with 2020, it was like it just kind of stopped in Vegas, and it wasn't really an
It was
ending
weird.
that we could figure out. It just kind of was over. And then this year, definitely, despite the fact it was not normal in any sense, it definitely ended in a normal way, except for the eating cheeseburgers under a tent. But that's going to get fixed next year. There were good
That was
cheeseburgers.
awful.
It was a nice tent, and I had a good jacket. So don't you dare.
You did have a
I
good
think
jacket.
your jacket carried the whole night, Brian.
It was the
That
only
was-
thing I
that was
remember.
it.
Me too. But See, but what Krista and her friends did was take it the extra step, because I'm not sure the rest of these people know what you did, Krista. You got to tell them. It was awesome.
You got to tell them.
So they went out, her and her whole gang. Like, I think you rented a bus, right?
Yep, we rented a party bus.
They all get dressed up like,
yeah, like it was super fun. So it was actually with the AAA team because my boyfriend works on Robert Heights Car. And so the whole AAA team plus, significant others, we all rented a bus and we went downtown Indy and we all got dressed up as if we were going to the banquet with gowns and heels. And I had a fur coat on and all kinds of stuff. So we stayed up all night as if we were at the banquet.
We talked about doing that too. We seriously talked about doing that, and even was like in early stages of with the Torrance guys, because they're just 2 hours up the road. If we both would have won the championship, we were going to have our own gala and just get dressed up.
The real reason is that Brian missed seeing the Dooch. 2 years in a row, you just can't go without Carducci 2 years in a row. And so you made a pit stop over there. You swung by, you saw the Dooch. And the crazy story is on the way back from Ontario to wherever we were going, I guess Dallas, Brian is in front of me and I am behind Brian. And that's when we hatched the scheme to get Greg Anderson on the plane, right? And we got him and we caught him, and Brian goes up there. We have Greg Anderson on the plane, and it was great, and it got a whole bunch of views.
Yeah, but the funny part of that was, like, Joe came up with the idea, and he's like, I'll go to the back and video it. You go to the front to see if the person will make an announcement. So I'm like, okay. So I go up there, and I'm talking to the flight attendant. I'm like, hey, man, like, we got this guy on a plane. He just won a championship. He's a drag racer, this and that. And the dude literally just handed me the PA thing and, like, dialed it up. And he's like, you're live, man, go. And it's like,
there's something about your voice that says, let me have the microphone.
But it's like, I could have said anything in that moment. And I probably, you could say some really bad stuff on that PA, but it was fun. The whole plane applauded.
So there's a sub story that I will get to. But what's funny is Brian goes, okay, go get into position. And so afterwards, I've
been a bad choice of words on a plane.
We're running an operation on a plane. It's not a good idea. But I had no idea that you were going to be the voice of it, Brian. I thought that the guy would say it. Like, you would tell him, and the guy, because he's got the authority. So when Brian's voice comes over, I got like scared, like, oh my gosh, this is going south, whatever.
Brian's taking the plane.
What's he saying?
So,
anyway,
I have a question. That Brian can answer, or even Courtney. But I did hear, now I didn't go to the awards banquet on Sunday night after the finals, but I was told by a few people that if the elite team didn't win the championship, they weren't going to go. So my question is, Courtney, did the elite team go to the reception?
They were there.
Yes. Here's where that got screwed up, and I guess it's my blunt verbiage, but they had asked about the tickets, and I'm very straightforward. I said, we're either going to have two, me and my sister, or all 197,000 of us, because my guys are going to be instructed to pack up the rigs and get on the road if we lose at 2:00 in the afternoon, like we did, So I was just being straight up that my head count may swing drastically because if we lost, it's time to get on the road. You got to go, Richard, let's go. So, but we ended up keeping most of them there, and they stayed, and we stayed until Richard got the envelope, and then we left.
Welcome.
That's why it's so important to hear both sides of the story, because when I heard it, I thought, wow, that's not the best sportsmanship, but it's not even close.
We were just trying to plan. We were trying to plan hotel rooms, the pilot coming back, all the guys getting home. Yeah. It literally was just like, if we lose early in the day, I can't keep these guys here. So if I'm having to give you a firm head count, I don't have that for you. That's just the reality of it.
Solving all family business here on the show. Welcome to Sue Morris from Supergas. Dave and Sue Morris, Supergas racers, won best appearing in Charlotte. Welcome, Sue. She's in the Admirals Club somewhere. Jaron, I muted you just because there's a little background noise. But anyway, to finish the story, though, the Greg thing was the number one story. The secondary story was the guy who was sitting next to me knows Carducci. And he's like, do you guys know Carducci? I'm like, yeah, I know Carducci. Carducci's a great friend. Started immediately texting him, started texting about Brian and the jacket and the whole thing. And it's sad that that's great Carducci story will be lost because of the Greg Anderson thing.
Brian's jacket looked like the curtains in my dungeon. So how does that make you feel?
The first time I went to Carducci's, I go in there and this guy's like, he's a total character and he's measuring you. And he says to me, what do you do? I said, I'm one of the announcers. He looked at me right in my face. He said, do you know Bob Fry? I said, yes, I know Bob Fry. And he put his finger like this close to my eyeball. He said, Bob Fry is one of the finest men I've ever met in my life. Mine too.
The man is a saint.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, hopefully we get to see him again next year. That will be great. Now, the thing about Brian is he's got like the deal with Carducci, and I don't know what's up with that, but good for you, Brian. Good for you, Brian.
I'm on the deal. I had to kill somebody, but I'm on the deal, and I get a free touch, so it's all right.
No, you exude that kind of power, certainly. So Sue Morris, Dave, and Sue, they run Super Gas. They've won at Bristol. They've had some great success, and she is like a co-host on our Ignition show. Sue, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, y'all. How's everybody out there? It sounds like you're having a great time. I think I'm behind on the beverages, though.
Probably.
Well, you're in the Adults Club. They're free as long as you do house.
There's always
but
time
I
to
had
catch
to
up.
work before I got here.
Wait, I'm
not
still
fun.
at work. I can't.
Oh, I like
Courtney's
your
pretending
shop.
to work. I mean, don't let that stop you.
This is the
Yeah,
WFO
true.
holiday
That's
experience. It's
Hopefully the
Jaron
boss
is the only
man's not
one.
watching.
That's right. They're
Jaron's
going.
going to the cooler right now.
Yeah.
Nikki's always working. I bet she's got something on a screen near her.
I have lots of tabs open right now.
Me too.
That's it.
Lots of tabs.
I'm going to run. Thanks for having me on. Sue, Brian, Nikki, Alan. Merry Christmas, everyone. Krista.
Merry Christmas.
See ya, Tony.
Tony.
See you
Tony,
guys.
thank you very
See you,
much for
Tony.
joining us.
Hey,
Let's
Tony,
not-
wait, one thing. See, next time you hear a one-sided story, you got to holler at me and I'll give you the other side.
This is the first time I've seen you, but thanks for clarifying that. Because,
Always. I will be the team representative of clarity.
well, and it really didn't go anywhere other than that's what I heard. And
Yeah.
of course, I'm going to.
No, I don't want anybody thinking we're sore losers. We're sore winners, but we're not sore losers.
Well, I'm glad you clarified that because, and I don't know who else heard that, but that's hopefully any of the listeners.
Spread the word.
Maybe they can spread the word like it was spread the Sunday afternoon of, right?
Yes, please. We, again, sore winners, not losers. So thanks.
Have
It's
a
good
good
to see you.
Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas, Tony. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Take
Look
care.
at that. We're building bridges here on the show. We're building bridges, guys. Like,
We are. That was big, Tony. There was some stuff there. That was a thing.
that was a thing, by the way.
Mhm.
Like,
When it was just the three of us, he said, "Let's address that elephant." I said, "Oh, here we go."
let's address the elephant. Like Tony getting serious on the holiday show. And you in Hartford at the very start, before everybody came on, you in Hartford talked about the big
Starting to
second
think
round.
I'm the problem.
Oh, no. You're like a diplomat.
Definitely not.
No, I fix the problems.
You're a diplomat on behalf of Elite. You come in.
I
you
am. I am.
You come
I'm
in
the
with the
Olivia
red
Pope of
pants
Elite
and everyone's
Motorsports.
neutral.
That's it.
You can't tell me it was an accident that your race car was right in front of Hartford's display all week.
I had nothing to do with the PRI.
That is true. It was.
Sure. Look at you with the halo.
Yeah, exactly. Jaron is on the move, guys. I don't know where this guy's going. Where are you going, Jaron? What are you doing?
I'm trying to get some peace and quiet.
Peace and quiet or just quiet?
Yes, just quiet because it's too much background noise. But hey, there's a race car
Look,
somewhere. I don't know.
there's a race car. Where are you?
Yeah, right there. There's a race car.
Oh, nice. I think that Mosier, the Mosier guys. Yeah,
Well,
I
it
don't know.
got
why
wrecked.
Jaron's got a little background noise.
Yeah. So hang on, I'm gonna fix that.
People love it when he's on the move. Yes.
Me and Nikki came up with a Christmas surprise today. We're not going to tell you what it is, but on Christmas Eve, there's a big surprise coming. A
Make
good
sure you check out NA Story Social on Christmas Eve.
Yep.
Ooh, what a plug.
Oh,
What a plug.
What a plug.
It's going to be super fun. You're
It's
going to
gonna
like
be
it.
fantastic.
Do I need to do anything?
No,
Do I
you're
need to be-
you're gonna revel in the holiday spirit. That's all.
Yes.
Interesting.
That's
Okay,
all.
well,
Yep.
then thank you for. I will stress about this a little
Set
bit.
your alarms.
Yep.
Christmas
Just
Eve.
heard of
You've
another
given
week.
Joe 9 days of full-blown anxiety.
Yeah, there's definite anxiety associated. Thank you, Courtney, for understanding. Like, what is it?
It's a nice
I'm
wholesome
with ya.
thing. It's not any. It's a nice wholesome Christmas thing.
It's not a math problem, right?
Well,
like I'm not going to have
Nikki's
to
involved.
figure
I
out.
don't like math. I'm not-
Okay.
no.
Nikki's like the nicest person ever. It can't be anything.
I'm super excited now, guys. Well, thank you for thinking of me with some sort of holiday thing. I
Thank you.
appreciate it.
You'll like it.
Yes, and a reminder prior to would be even better.
As long as you promise to share and retweet and
All the things.
Dude, Brian and I are like in an unspoken race to retweet cool stuff. Like, damn, look at that guy. He's got out in front of me on that one. There's a lot of. How about Route 66? Did you see K-Mac breaking some sort of news? What's up with that?
Yeah, we're going back there for a Lucas Oil Drag Racing Series event this year, and possibly more than that for 2023. So it's a huge deal. I mean, it's like that track has been sitting there, and it's been maintained in the sense of they've been cutting the grass and making sure the place hasn't tipped over yet. But it's to me, it's like it's one of the biggest gems we have in our whole series. So it's cool to be getting something going there.
Right. Like you can't build a track like that and then just kill it off. Like that's dumb.
I feel like there's been a lot of news of like tracks shutting down too, maybe just here in the South, but we've had a couple in Texas recently, and that was very nice to see.
Yeah, big time.
So many racers there too. The national event track and you know, they built it big. It's definitely huge, right? It's tough to fill the place, but that doesn't mean we have to kill it off.
I feel like the return race, and Alan, you can speak to this, but it's like I feel like a return race, if it does happen in a year or so or whatever, like that'll pack them in. Like if we've been gone for a couple of years, we roll back in. Like we saw what a lot of our tracks that we didn't race that last year looked like when we came back this year. So it would be pretty epic to see that place jamming because, like you said, it's huge. And yeah, like back in the day in the late '90s, you were there. I mean, that place was a blow up.
Yeah, but it'll be like an inaugural. You know, everybody wants to be part of the first one, and I'm sure that the racing community now is going to put the word out. It's like, guys, you know, we were this close to losing the racetrack altogether. Come out and support the joint. And so I think the first one will be great. It's easy to do an inaugural though. It's like in 5 years, if you still have the crowds and you still have, then you've really got something going on. But it's great to have it back. It's great to have it back on the schedule. And I haven't even looked where it is on the calendar. I haven't checked my calendar to see if I'm available that weekend.
It's like August.
It's the week before the Topeka National event. August 5, 6, 7.
Great news. So that's great holiday news for everybody out there because I think everyone had pretty much, I know I had given up that one was dead. Like it was over.
Yeah, for sure.
And pull it right back. Wow. It's back. That's great stuff. And K-Mac putting it out there. Okay. But
I'm available that weekend. Just, you know, hey, Will, I'm available that weekend.
Alan is available. Of the news that broke recently, what gets you the most excited? Because there's a bunch out there now, and some more coming next week. And Brian, I know you had some conversations earlier today, as did I. Like exciting stuff coming out, but like of what is already public. Like, and I want everybody to answer this question. Like, what gets you the most excited? What do you think will move the needle the most? Brian, you can start.
Oh, I'm hitting lead off here. I don't know. There's been a whole raft of it. So I think, generally speaking, I think the idea that like the professional teams are definitely migrating back to an independent style of racing is really important and awesome. I think it changes the dynamic of everything when people are kind of out there on their own and needing to, you know, race to eat, so to speak. I think that the Pro Mod rules changes are really good. I think the relaxation of some of the requirements they're making, having people change chassis and stuff, it excluded a lot of racers that wanted to be in. I think the way that they're rolling the screw blowers in is the right way. Factory X has been way more popular than I imagined it would be, and I mean that in a positive way. Like I thought people would like the class, but it's gotten way more attention than I thought it was going to get, which is really cool. And they're actively. I know one guy who's going to have a car that's on a racetrack in February. That's
wow.
Yeah. So like there are people hustling cars out on that thing, and I think it's going to be really neat. I don't know. It's tough, man. It's tough to pick one thing. I think the shootout races coming up are a big deal. I think there's going to be some news on that. You know, internally, I can tell you that the progress we're making on the video game, which I can't show you because I'll get in massive trouble because I might have done that and gotten in big trouble.
No way.
But the progress that's being made there, I think you guys like that game is going to be above and beyond what people even think it's going to be. Like I can't even tell you how excited I am, man. And the amount of work and data on a day-to-day basis that people are putting into that thing is going to be crazy. So I don't know. It's tough to not sit here and sound like a total cheerleader, but like I've not been involved in NHRA drag racing at any point where I've looked around and seen so much positive stuff happening. So it's tough to like not come off being like rah-rah guy, but there's a lot of stuff to be rah-rah guy about.
What's wrong with being rah-rah guy if you work for the sport and you love the sport and you're devoted your life to the sport prior to working for the NHR? But yeah. I mean, I get it. I know why. Like, none of us want to be like a shill, like we're shilling for something. Right. This is drag racing, man. It'll be here after we're gone. It was here before we got here. And we want to grow it as big as is possible. That's why everybody look at Krista is out there like desperately trying to find money to go top fuel racing. Because Costello bucks don't spend. Nikki working 24 hours a day, Courtney managing everything. Reinhardt has given his entire life to the sport, and Jaron just pumps money out of it.
It looks good doing it.
Or what about you?
I'd like to.
Oh, Jaron, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, just to kind of piggyback off what Brian said, I'm excited about the fuel classes just because we've got those solo teams. I really think that's what we've kind of been missing. I hate to, liken it to monster truck racing, but it kind of got to that point where so many cars owned by the same team. How real was the racing? Yeah, it was real, but now I believe that it'll go back to really being what it used to be. I think we really need a lot. I loved hearing Tony get in the car. I loved hearing Ron go on his own, Antron. That we need that. But the most exciting news for me was I just signed with Wright Trailers for this year, so I'm excited about that. So that's sportsman news. I know you guys, Alan's the only one who cares about sportsman news. But
No, not
I'm kidding. But
Brian
no, it's gonna. We're looking forward.
So what does that mean, though? You're going to get a big logo on the side, or what? What does that mean?
Yeah, pretty much big logo. They're pretty much footing the bill for me to go racing this year, so that's exciting. Haven't had the chance to do that. Where it's solely not out of my pocket anymore, so that's going to help. I mean, I already drive for Ted Weens and Tire and Auto, so they help out tremendously.
Tire and Auto service centers. Yes, I'm aware.
Yeah. So that's just going to help all of us. It helps him, it helps me, it helps the whole team. We're trying to get some more support. We've got Mickey Thompson back on for this year, and so we're looking forward. We're scheduled to run about 8 to 10 national events this year, which would be more than we've run in the past. Normally run about 5 or 6, but it's going to be exciting. And like I said, I'm going to actually drive 3 different cars at the first 5 national events this year. We're going to debut a car that hopefully wins another best appearing at Gainesville, and then I'll be in a really, really nice super gas roadster at Houston. So looking forward to that.
Alan, how
You're
about
the first guy I ever heard lobby for best appearing in March?
Well, I know who's kind of in control of it. Yeah,
it's always like Thursday morning. Somebody goes, "Hey, consider me for best appearing." I've never had somebody in December say, "Okay, in March, be ready."
Yeah, but we're notified, right? And that whole best appearing.
You're notified.
It's big stress for me, and oh my gosh, who deserves it? Who gets it? Courtney has a dog, guys. Look at this dog. Who's the dog?
This is Kevin. This is Dion's dog, Kevin. Mine's too big to put in my lap. This is Kevin. He's a ham.
Hi, Kevin.
Dogs with people names.
I know. He's exactly what you would expect a small dog named Kevin to be.
Kevin after who?
I don't know. That's a Dion question.
There you go.
If you know Dion.
Right. There it is. Krista, what about you? Most excited for news not related to yourself?
Not related to myself. Just the parody of the top fuel class. It's gonna be so rough this year. So rough. It's gonna be so tough just to qualify this next year because there's at least 3 people that I know that are coming back that were not in the running this year. So it's just gonna make it that much harder. But it also makes you work harder because obviously you want to qualify at all the races and obviously go further. But yeah, it's gonna be super cool and obviously I got pulled for Paul Lee. I'm excited for Funny Car.
Yeah. Krista, I didn't know that Paul spoke Italian.
Yes, he does. He's almost fluent in Italian.
He's as far as I'm concerned, dude is fluent. We had a conversation.
He will talk with the local people. That's for sure.
Let's put that on the social to-do list. I feel like there's a social bit there.
Yeah, there definitely is.
Add that to the list.
Lawyer, skydiver, karate, funny car racer,
wine connoisseur,
fluent in Italian. And, under the cover of night, he is a vigilante. Who knows what Paul Lee is doing other than funny car racing.
Thank God he did not decide to take up drag race announcing. That's the only thing I have to say. Thank God he didn't do that. So the rest of us schlubs have something to do around here.
He goes, yeah, I'm going to Italy next week. I was like, okay. He goes, yeah. Joe, do you speak Italian? No, my dad does. I don't. The whole story that I say. And he goes, blah, blah, blah. He starts speaking Italian. I was like,
oh, yeah,
I'm having Italian for dinner tonight.
That's the crazy part is he's literally going to Italy because he is fluent in Italian. And he's going to go hang out in Italy for the next couple of weeks. Which
I want to be Paul Lee when I grow up.
I know.
Yeah.
I said, do you need someone to ride with you, to travel with you? He said no.
No, I'm good.
I wonder if he hangs out with Bartone while he's over there because those two could get in some trouble.
Yeah, but Paulie
Yeah.
speaks Italian and Bartone speaks Northeastern American. It's
Bartone
North
speaks
Italian.
Bartone.
it's a little different. Nicole is out there. Nicole Erickson says dark hair looks great on Nikki. So you're getting
Yes,
Thanks,
it does.
Nicole.
Nikki is giving you like tips. All right, Nikki, what about you? Covering social. You've had to cover all these stories. You put out everything, and now Kurt is on the team too. But of all those
Yes.
stories that have happened, what are you most excited for?
Oh my gosh, I think I'm gonna be lame and kind of follow Brian and say I can't pick one. I mean, all the different stories have their own elements and their own extra things and things that we can put out on social. And so I'm just most excited to have all of these stories happening. So we have all this content to put out right now. Sometimes silly season's not so silly and there's not a lot to share with everybody in the off season, but we've had a ton of stuff. So I think that's pretty exciting. Like it's just been a nonstop news cycle for us, which is awesome.
As it should be.
Like that's the thing too. Like, you know, there's some stuff that's in the tank for even next week, which is normally like the deadest of all dead news weeks.
Yeah.
There's actually some stuff coming next week. And then of course, after the new year, there's going to be a bunch of stuff too. So that's a cool thing too, where it's like, it wasn't just this one little like burst of news.
Right.
It just doesn't stop, which is
It's ongoing.
yeah, which is weird that we should be so surprised by this, but it means that the sport is very healthy. So it's a good thing.
It's great. It's great for us. Content all the time.
Content all the time. Sue Morris, from the sportsman racer perspective, because I like this. We've got Pro Stock, we've got Top Fuel, we've got 3 on the announce staff, we've got 2.90 racers. You guys have got a super comp car you race, a super gas car, and a super street car. But you're a super fan as well. So from your perspective, what are you eager about 2022?
Oh, well, 2022, I'm of course excited for our season. We continue to find things every time I think we have things set, and all of a sudden it's like, oh my goodness, we got this broke too. What the heck is going on? But but as far as Top Fuel, Funny Car, etc., I'm excited about that. Courtney, I can't wait to see what happens in Pro Stock in 2022. This was an epic season. Y'all made it exciting, and I can't wait to see the battles continue. I mean, the NHRA season last year was great, and the momentum that you guys carried out through the end of the year. Look out 2022. So excited about being part of it and being out there and watching everybody succeed. And Krista, I hope to see you get out there more. Go get that sponsorship so you are full time. So but looking forward to 22. A lot of exciting things. Can't wait to see what Ron Capps does. Being an owner. So
yeah, that whole deal, the owners, right? Like they're stressed though. Like, are we going to see the same Antron and Ron guys where they're like carefree and happy, right? Like those guys, remember those guys? Like, are we going to lose those guys?
Everything's changed.
Are they going to be stressed out owner, Ron Capps and Antron?
I think so. Yeah. There's going to be a change. There has to be. It's part of doing business.
You know, Hartford was on, and he said that's his goal for the year is to, what did he say, Courtney? To not carry all that stuff to the starting line with him. That was his big focus. Like he says, I got to come to the starting line without all that stuff and just be a driver.
Courtney, for 2022, would you place the over/under on Pro Stock team, Top Fuel team fist fights at over 1 or under 1?
Speaking as the official representative of Elite Motorsports.
Like, there's all kinds of prop bets that I'm trying to put.
My official answer, and I know Richard would back me, a lot of people may have to go to their boss for PR backing, but I have a feeling he would say something like, F around and find out. You know what I'm saying? So.
I don't know, Brian, I don't know how you can put a number on that without having a preview of the pit map.
Exactly.
Well, it's a kind of a blind guess. I mean, I'm trying to put something together here. You know, I don't know what the over under is on that.
So that was
it's very clear. It's very clear what my guys will do. So I guess again, F around to find out.
I'd need to see the pit map before I went with an over under on that.
So which of the secondary programming, Brian, does that kind of thing end up on? Like we know, Brad Gerber told us American Blacktop, and what was the other one? Give Me My Shot. And hopefully there will be secondary programming. And we all know like a Drive to Survive type show in the NHRA we would love it. And I think it would be very good for our sport, like because of things like we just described, which was discussed.
I would cut both my legs off to be on that show.
Please don't. The thing is, you cut your legs off, your
What?
chances of getting on the show go
Okay,
down.
it was a dramatic metaphor. I'm saying, like, that's my
That
bread
was
and
an
butter. I would
over
love to
dramatic
do it.
metaphor.
We are
I would be,
against
well,
that.
you know, if you've met me, you get it. But no, I would
Keep
love
the
to do that.
legs.
That's my bread and butter. I feel like, as the Mean Girls, they said, you know, that your hair is bigger because you have everybody's secrets. I don't like to be in the drama, but like, I know it all.
No, we know that. And Nikki, you and I, we got the first commentary from that at the SEMA show where they talked and acknowledged, like, and Richard was like, hey man, that's how it is. It's how we roll, whatever, paid the fine. But that was an interesting sub story of that event. I mean, the text was flying around.
And it continued. It didn't, it definitely was a couple days long. It didn't stop there.
Yeah, there was secondary programming with that as well. Yeah,
there was some starting line stuff. So,
but no, I think to your point, Joe, like that kind of stuff is going to be big for us. And you know, the production company that Marcus Lemonis owns is called 0.0. And that was the company that made all of Anthony Bourdain's shows. So this is not like some guy working out of his basement. Like these guys are for real. So whatever comes forward.
It's not Joe.
I was thinking the same thing.
What did I do?
You're a guy working out of his basement.
But I'm telling you, it's going to be.
I'm in Florida. There's no basements, but your point is taken.
I'm in a race shop. Jaron's in a race shop. Courtney's in a race shop. Krista's in
I'm
a
in
race
my
shop.
house. I'm in my home office.
Susan the
You're not at the shop?
No, I don't go there on Thursdays.
She's on the set of Goodwill Hunting. She's gonna fill that blackboard behind her with all kinds of advanced.
My mistake, Courtney. I didn't realize that TC lived with you, so now I know.
He doesn't. He doesn't. He came over here to use my echelon, and we're gonna grill out tonight. Again, I have one friend here. His name's Dion.
Okay.
There it is. There it is. Brian, back to your point about 0.0 being a great production company, and they're going to make some great stuff. If we give them the content, well, it happens. The content is out there.
I will say the day that, I'm sorry, Brian, the day that we in Pomona did in our Pomona in the wrong Pomona time when we went to the museum and we did all the character stuff and they interviewed the potential characters for all that stuff. I will say I was very impressed with the things that they were asking, because as y'all know, you go into those things and it's pretty much 5 of 10 potential questions and you get the same song and dance and you tell the same story. And a lot of the drivers, I listened to a few of the interviews, like it was some real stuff. Like they actually are digging into what's really going on, which I don't think we've ever done. And to piggyback what we talked on earlier, like we've got characters all over the map here. And I think that concentrating on drag racing only, we are severely like underdoing justice for this entire organization. Everybody involved in it, crew guys, drivers, PR people, Nikki, out, like it's everywhere. Look, I mean, we don't have Round Caps or Steve Torrance on this show right now, right? And like this are some awesome personalities. There's a lot that's being missed.
And we're hearing a lot of stories, exactly. But I guess they decided to not use my name, Carnies of Speed, which was a little.
Which is exactly what we are. We are.
I know. That's why Carnies of Speed is a great name, but it also a little scary. So I get it.
It is scary. The whole thing's scary.
And actually, most of the time, you don't even have to add the of speed part. When you say carnies, the of speed part is just kind of implied in their existence, right? Most carnies probably at minimum
on speed.
At
That's
minimum
on speed, not
a
of
good
speed.
day. On a bad day, all bets are off.
There it is. Blake in Wyoming wants to know when you guys are going to do a shop talk.
So yeah, we're going to do some of that stuff starting kind of after the new year in January. I'm going to get with Alan after our Christmas break and get some ideas put together. But we're going to do some shop talk stuff. I think maybe do a little tech talk type of stuff with Lonnie Grimm. We got some Nitro Time Machine lives we're going to do. We've been getting a lot more stuff digitized. So we've got an kind of an arrangement going on with this company right now that we sent them a pile of stuff to digitize, and a lot of that stuff's coming back in. So there are some gems that have shown up in the archive, like 78 Spring Nationals. We're going to do one of these shows on. Mickey Thompson was the pit reporter on the broadcast.
Wow.
And he's horrible.
No way.
And it's awesome.
and he's horrible at
it. And it's great. So, yes. It's the one thing the guy was bad at.
You posted one the other day from Brainerd. It was like Kenny Bernstein, Supercharger, Explosion.
First year of Brainerd.
Yeah. And who is the pit reporter?
Marty Reed, like very strapping young Marty Reed at the starting line, and Carl Olson of the NHRA was the top end reporter, literally standing next to the scoreboards at the top end as the cars are driving by. Like that was the top end reporter was like a position that you could be killed in immediately.
Like a literal top end reporter.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing. I love this stuff. All right, guys, this has gone so well. I appreciate it. Let's get some final thoughts from everyone, and then I'll cash you out. Sue, last in, first out. I know you got to catch planes on the Admirals Club. I was doing that deal yesterday. Got my 4 segments in, guys. Yesterday, I got my 4 segments in. Segment day was a tremendous success. I know. I'm super excited about it. I flew over some really amazing things, like in Martinsville Speedway, which was really cool, and an aircraft carrier. Going out of Philly, which I thought was great. And this beautiful sunset, guys, taken with my new iPhone Pro 13.
I love segment day. I was so jealous of you. That's a fun day.
Segment day, man. I just rode up there and I had a great roast pork sandwich. Yeah, Brian.
Oh, you dirty.
I know. We're all so jealous.
I can show you guys my segments.
How many segments do you have, Jaron? How many segments?
I have 49 this year.
49. That's good. That's good segments.
138.
138 for loans.
No one
Reinhardt
likes the
got,
poster,
what's
Brian.
the answer, Reinhardt? I can't see it. What's it say?
He's got $1.3 million award. He's got 1.3 million award miles.
Yeah, 27 500 mile
on account right now. That's not lifetime. That's on account right now.
Yes.
How many did you do, Brian?
138. I know.
Wow.
There aren't that many days.
How many connecting? Are you just taking connecting flights every trip?
Pretty
I
much.
thought mine was. I only ride Richard's plane every once in a while. That's kind of crazy.
How many?
Yeah, I thought my 49 was bad.
71.
Okay. All right, Nikki.
Immediately
how many
71.
segments?
I don't do. I'm Southwest. I don't have segment day.
Oh, the bus.
Okay, list. It's fine. We're good. That's all that matters.
Taking the bus. Taking the bus.
Hey,
So
49 is good for a lowly sportsman guy, though.
yes,
49 will get you a
that's
national
pretty
event,
good.
Wally.
I will.
Yeah.
I was going to
I
be
had 97 this year, so I'm behind Brian too.
at the end of all my travel. I was going to be at 60, like 67, right?
Part timer.
And I had to get 4, like right in the middle, to put me over the top. And I was like, God, you can't come that close and not go over the line. Like you have to do something. And so that's why I went to Philadelphia for Chicken Pete's, which was great. I enjoyed the heck out of it. Had a great red roast pork sandwich. All right. So guys, thank you so much. Sue, final thought.
Hey, great seeing everybody. Hope everybody enjoys the holidays and gets ready for 2022. Excited, very excited for 2022. So Merry Christmas.
Oh, no.
See
And
you
isn't
out
that
at the
interesting?
racetrack.
There it is. See you at the racetrack, Sue. Safe travel. Say hi to Dave. And
Nice
Sue
to
is
meet
a
you.
big part of our ignition show. She's great. Okay. Jaron, you'll be next out. I know you got to work, my man. You got to go paint those beautiful
go.
cars. Final thoughts for everybody out there.
Just like I said, thanks for having me on. It's great. Can't wait to see everybody at the track next year. It seems like we just left Pomona, so it wasn't like it's a bad off season. I need it to be longer, to be honest with you. I'm not gonna lie. Like I need like a 6-month off season, not for anything but work.
Season. Oh God.
No.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
I need an off season because I can't get everybody's stuff ready for Pomona when they give it to me 2 weeks before Pomona. But no, it's gonna be exciting. Just gonna be I'm looking forward to taking a break, going home. I go home Monday and get to stay home for 3 weeks and not do anything.
Nice, man.
So that's what I'm most looking forward to. And then we'll hit it hard in January and see everybody in Pomona in February.
Way to go. Santino out there says Merry Christmas to everyone. Can't wait to see you guys in
Santino.
2022. Everybody knows Santino. Santino is going to be running super stock at some point. Jaron, thank you very much. Thanks for coming on the show. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
all.
We'll see you.
Appreciate your friendship.
Hey, congrats on the right trailer seal, man. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
Yes.
very much so. How about Jaron breaking some news on the happy hour deal? All right.
Not to interrupt you one last time, but they sponsored 30. They had a group of 30 sportsman racers they did that for this year. I talked to the guys from Right Trailer, so they're going to continue their Right on the Money program, and then
thank goodness
he's back in 30 sportsman racers this year across NHRA.
Put on the decals. Put on the decals.
Yes.
None of them put on the decals, Brian. It's a big problem.
Not for the ones that got them on because they get paid.
They get paid. They get paid.
Yeah, didn't bother Vincent Nobile at all.
Right, exactly. Okay, Brian, final thought.
No, it's great. It was a great year, and I feel like I'm looking at 22. I think we're on the precipice of something like very transformational in the sport. I think that we're on I think from the, that kind of shoulder programming media we're talking about, the video game stuff we got coming along, the fact that we have like very inspired young owners like Krista. We have people out there that are just pounding the pavement, that are taking every opportunity they possibly can to compete. I think it's great, and I think there will be drama next year, and it's just going to happen naturally because now all of a sudden we don't have to be pals all the time anymore in terms of all these different teammates and stuff. So it's going to be great, man. I'm looking forward to it. Thanks for having me on, Joe. It's a lot of fun.
No, Brian, thank you very much. I'll be on the lookout for whatever it is that you guys are going to do to me on Christmas Eve.
No, it has nothing to do with you. It's going to be awesome.
Okay. And I've come to trust Brian. And so, Brian, thank you very much. Merry Christmas to you and your family. Say hi to your mom and dad.
Dress up like an elf, are you?
You're not going to dress like an elf, are you?
Although,
people in hats.
Ooh, mic drop.
Okay, good note. Thank you, Brian. Appreciate it.
Brian.
Here goes Brian Loans. The loans, everybody. The loans. All right. Next up, Alan Reinhart. Final thoughts.
Yo.
Final
You
thoughts.
didn't even ask me about what I thought was going to happen next year. I'm kind of hurt. I had like this whole 30-minute speech to go. And
Now is the time.
Those are your
Everybody else
final
would
thoughts
skip me.
then. Those are
Now
your
is the
final
time
thoughts.
for that. It's great.
My-
Managing a
my final thought
10-person.
is Joe sucks at this. That's my final
Yes.
thought.
I don't know, man. I think I'm doing pretty good, all things considered. And in one moment, everyone will realize exactly how good a job I'm doing. But final thought, Alan. Your thoughts on next year, all rolled into one.
Well, I mean, next year there's two things I'm thinking. In the nitro classes, Tony and Tony. Stewart and Schumacher. I think that's going to have a lot of new eyeballs out there. I think Alan Johnson being with the Kalitas is going to change the game a lot. I'm not saying they're going to overrun Steve Torrance, but it's not going to be as easy for him as it's been, I don't think. And then, like Brian said, I like the Factory X stuff. Just the technology is there, the enthusiasm is there. I think that's going to be a lot of fun to watch. But I'm looking forward to it. I think there's going to be some testing going on down in my neck of the woods, like within 3 weeks or so. I know that there's guys planning coming down here like mid-January if the weather's nice and trying to get some laps in. And then we'll be after before then. In the meantime, I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do between now and then. I've got a couple of opportunities to go spend some time in race shops for the next couple of months. And I'm thinking about it. I might just lock my joint up and take off.
You should do it.
You have
should
a
do it,
clutch
Alan.
install to do, Alan?
What's that?
You have a clutch install to do?
I do, but I don't have the clutch yet. So there's
I
that.
I know.
So there's
I'm working on it.
No, I'm helping a friend of mine that's doing a pretty major streetcar hot rod project, and bought some clutch stuff from Krista, bought a transmission from the G-Force guys, and waiting on all that to get in. And then that's something that we're going to jump on here. But I got a couple other things I may do. I don't really have a ton of stuff going on in the shop. I've been playing with my motorcycles and just kind of doing that. So I will figure something out, and then come February, I'll decide if I want to quit that and go to Pomona or not.
There you go. Exactly. I wonder. Alan, thank you for all you do. Appreciate you. No one that I know loves drag racing the way you do, and you're super passionate about it. Thank you for always joining us on WFO. I appreciate it.
Hey, Nikki, if you're not doing anything on Christmas, Wild West Engineering is having their annual Christmas open house scotch tasting. I know that you're weird, so you probably don't want scotch, but if you're not doing anything else on Christmas and you want to drive 100 miles south, you're more than welcome to come join us. And
Noted.
I'd love to see you.
Noted. I hear there's Twizzlers there
Noted.
too, Nikki. There's also Twizzlers there.
That might be
helps.
the-
Well, if Nikki's coming,
the-
then I'll just load up on weird candy because there's weird and then there's Nikki weird. Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Key lime pie Twizzlers. Who knew they existed? Alan, great job. Thank you.
Bye, Alan.
There he goes, Alan Reinhart, the voice of the NHRA. And this is the genius that I am. Look at this. It's me and the ladies.
What a guy.
What a guy. Right? I got rid of those other dudes.
He ain't
And,
stupid.
No, I'm not stupid. And I'm about to add. So, guys, we've got a couple of listeners out there. Blake in Wyoming and Maddie, who is on with the Top Fuel Harleys. And I don't know if you guys know Maddie, but Maddie, I almost spilled my shot again, except it's empty. She, young girl, she's got a YouTube channel. She wanted me to promote her YouTube channel. And so I wanted to do that right now, and hopefully everybody will check her out. She does drag racing. I'm going to put it in the chat section right now. I promised Maddie I would mention her YouTube channel, and so it's in the chat right now. Everybody go subscribe. And she does airboats. She does drag racing, Ty Tharp, and she's like a super diehard drag racing fan. And the one person that we did not get on the show that was requested by our listeners was Amanda. But Amanda was kind, and Jason Logan, who is traveling also. But Courtney and I talked about that. Amanda sent a video. Can we watch the video together, guys? And then we'll. All right. Here's Amanda Busick from Parts Unknown.
Hi, Joe, and to your WFO listeners, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. I'm in a hotel lobby right now. I will be on a plane when this video airs, and as you guys are celebrating the year that was, I am so thankful for what the last 11 months have brought in the racing community, in our lives, the season that we were able to share together. I looked back at some of the pictures of you holding the Fox Sports mic this year, so I hope that is a huge highlight for you, Joe. It was great to watch along and see you go so natural into the role at the top end. But I want to call out one of your listeners, Blake from Wyoming. I appreciate you checking in on me and asking Joe where I'm at, what I'm up to, and how I'm doing. And this is my check-in on you. I hope you have a wonderful holiday with your families, and know that we get to share in this community together. And I'm so grateful to be along this journey and path with each of you. So Merry Christmas. Cheers to everybody. It's early in the morning, so it's a coffee. I can't be completely honest of what might be under the lid, but just believe it's coffee for now. Bye, guys. Love you. Have a great holiday.
Amanda Busick from Fox Sports shouting out to Blake, and she's having a beverage as well. Courtney, she's having a beverage. Courtney, you shared that photo this year of someone mentioned about the bikinis earlier during the pandemic. Remember we were talking about that?
Yes.
When that picture comes up now, man, wow, what a good time that was.
That was a really, really cool day. And for those listening or whatnot, we were in Miami. Amanda and I went to Miami. Neither of us had traveled since quarantine, and it was both of our first trips. And we decided to spend the 4th of July in Miami. And Joe came and visited us.
It was great. It was right in the middle of the pandemic, like scary time though. Before
we couldn't tell anybody you were there until we all knew we didn't have COVID.
Right. And then we told everybody. All right.
I want to say something real quick on what Amanda just said.
Yes.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No.
I agree. I was going to say this on my final thoughts. This was a big year for Joe Costello, because Joe Costello does all the things that we all love, and you have your niche, but you were shown into a new spot and you got to step into the top end. And I know I geeked out and told you a million times and sent you 1,000 pictures every time you interviewed Erica.
Yes.
But as your friend, it was really, really cool to see you do that and do a really good job of it. And then on the other side of it, I just want to put it out there that if Joe Costello is going to be doing that sometimes, somebody's going to need to take the in-venue microphone. So.
Oh, do you think you could be impartial?
I have low-key tried to throw my name in that mix for a long time. So I'm starting to say it publicly now.
I like it, Courtney. I like it. Well, hey, listen.
Do that. When they get to the bottom of the barrel and everyone else is sick and no one's there and they don't care, call Courtney Enders.
And that's just like a general methodology in life.
Yeah, that's
Courtney,
how I get every job I have.
There's a reason why during the middle of the pandemic, when I was thinking, oh my God, what am I going to do? I reached out to you and Jason, and it's high level entertainment. You're very good at what you do. Thank you for the compliment. I was so thrilled to hear Amanda say that. It was mostly for Blake. This is the reason I asked her to do that. And she dropped that in there. I had a great time. Honestly, everybody knows I have aspirations to do as much as I can in this, life of mine, right? Like that kind of stuff. And so it was a great experience. I hope I can do more. If I don't, I love what I'm doing. I love being around the people that I'm around. So, but thank you for saying that. And on that note,
one more thing and then I'll get out. I'm sorry. Much like when Krista races, you can tell when you love something very, very much. And regardless of what happens performance-wise, when somebody loves something, they are literally the best at it. So you did a good job because you love it. And Krista, I love watching you.
That's great. That's great. And Krista, take the ball and run. Final thought. And just know your mic is sometimes weird and sometimes not. And there's no real reason why. So just go with it.
I know. I don't understand it either. But it's still work hours, so people are trying to call me, but it's all good. No, just final thoughts. This year's been a dream come true, and obviously you guys have been around or been on the ride with me all year, and it's truly this is what I've been going for, working, endless nights trying to make this dream come true, and it finally is, and to have the success I had, and to, momentum going into next year is going to be really awesome. And especially, with Paulie and his operation, we're finally, we're getting there. And so just hopefully we can have a great, safe year. And I will say you are going to love my wrap and my injector next year. Ooh.
Who is?
Everyone is.
Everyone
is.
It's
going to be something that no one has done before.
We've got some cliffhangers from this show.
Yeah, there has been. Like,
There's
hopefully
been
someone
some
is.
massive cliffhangers.
There's been a bunch of cliffhangers. And where will that debut, Krista?
Most likely Gainesville, but I might make my way out to Pomona, but it'll probably be Gainesville though.
Okay. I understand. Krista, all the best to you and your family. Say hi to your mom and your grandpa. And thank you for coming on the show. I immediately thought of you, that you're so much fun and everybody loves you so much. And we're all like pushing to get you out there full time and see you succeed. You got everybody behind you because you've worked so hard, and we love you so much. So go get back to work. Find that money.
Sounds good. See you guys. Merry Christmas.
Bye, Krista.
There goes Krista Baldwin. There goes Krista Baldwin. And now it is Courtney.
Then there were three.
Then there were three.
We're
Courtney,
kind of our own little dynamic.
I know. It's very interesting. 1 second. Stand by. No, I thought I could wait. I thought I could put myself in between, which would have been really cool. But no, guys, like, what a year, right? Thank you for doing this. Everything. Courtney, I'm gonna have you make your final thought and have put Nikki on the spot here after you have been ejected, because she's never been on the show, right? Like, this is the first
guest of honor
ever.
always.
Yeah. She's the guest of honor. So final thought, Courtney.
Final thought, if we're in the year-end sentimental stuff, every year I do this, I absorb a little more because I know the ride can end at any point in any given time. And this year I had my eyes open in a different way that I never had before. And I am so thankful and so blessed for all the memories, winning, losing, all the things you feel. I've loved it. And my bestest of friends are in this industry. And my year-end take is just that we live a really freaking bitchin' life, and we take it for granted. And I love all of you, and all the things happen in drag racing are awesome this year, and I can't wait. Just
Courtney,
blessed to do it again another year.
Well said. Thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate your sister. Thank you for being so great to WFO Radio. Tell Dion I said what's up as well.
He's waiting for me. We're about to have a fun afternoon.
Oh, good. And early evening. Merry Christmas. And aren't you guys coming down to Miami in January? Something?
We are. We're going to be at the Fast Expo, the Miami Fast Expo. Erica's going to be there, and of course, I'm a +1. So we're going to spend the week in Miami. So I'll let you know. We just booked our flights yesterday, actually. So we're going to be out there.
Awesome. Courtney, thank you. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate you.
Courtney.
There she goes. Courtney Enders, everybody. Courtney Enders. Wow. And there she is. It's Nikki Sheely. Nikki, you're last in on one of these shows, man. That's like a big deal. You weren't even going to do this. It was like too forward facing. You're a behind the scenes girl.
I am. I like to be behind the scenes.
Right. But by being in front of the scenes, people will be even more eager to check out the NHRA social media because they understand.
They can't miss us at a track, Joe, when we're flying around on the golf cart looking for cool cars. They know us now. They see the golf cart.
Oh my gosh, the golf cart is incredible. Are we getting that thing rewrapped for 2022 or?
That's my goal. That's my goal.
So what? Oh, look, Scott Palmer saying hi to you out there. Palmer is what a great guy. Scott Palmer, everybody out there saying hi to Nikki. All right, so what do you want people to know about the NHRA social media stuff, right? So it's not a faceless robot that creates it all.
Well, I mean, our team grew this year, our social team. We have someone else helping do some video stuff. So I'm sure you saw some of the cool behind the scenes stuff at Top End and the weekend rewinds and things like that. So I can say moving into 2022, you're going to see some more cool stuff. We got some ideas in the hopper. I think there's some really cool concepts and ideas we're going to give a try to next year. And so we can bring more stories for both our pro drivers and more Lucas Oil Series drivers as well. there's a lot of stories out there. We said that today. How many times? There's so many stories going on, and whatever we can do to tell those stories, that's the goal on the social side, is to tell the stories of all the drivers. So that's what we're going to kind of try and keep doing and come up with more fun ideas. And I mean, thank you for all your help. We couldn't, I mean, with all the stuff we do on a weekend that goes out on social, I appreciate all of your help.
You don't have to do that. No, you listen.
No, but seriously, like, it's a lot of stuff running around and in the lanes. And I think that we've been able to build a rapport. You already had a rapport with a lot of the drivers, but now on the social side, like we were talking about the other day, we go to the lanes and there's drivers suiting up for round 1 eliminations, and they're like waving us over because they want to talk to us before they actually get on track. And I think that's so awesome. It's such a cool place to be, and to be able to bring the fans into that area is awesome.
Can you believe that? Like, when I was a racer, the people I raced against, like, the idea of putting a camera in their face and coming up and asking them a question is like a million miles away from what they would do. But we started to do it. And the response from, like, stock eliminator round 1, guys, we go into the lanes and we're like, I'm like, okay, stock eliminator round 1. And people are waving and they're coming over. Look who's out there, by the way, Sheila Holt, who I'm going to be seeing on Sunday. I'm going to Lupi Tortilla on Sunday. I'm going to see Stan and Sheila on Sunday in Houston, assuming everything goes well and I get over there. But the people we've met, right? Like, they realize. So what's your favorite thing that we do of the, in the lanes, drive the stripe, attention in the pits, all of those things?
It's so hard to pick.
I know.
I do love drive the stripe. I learn a lot during drive the stripe. So hopefully everyone else learns a lot too. I think that one's super fun. And now we've accosted more drivers to do that with us. So that just keeps growing. And I know you guys want a monitor at top end someday.
We want a monitor.
I think, gosh, the piece we did in Pomona at top end with drivers getting their slips, that was cool.
The first interview with Jerry Emmons, right?
Yes,
like, we didn't plan for that. The first championship interview with Jerry was right when he got his ET slip.
Yep.
And he is now the champion. Like, wow, what a moment.
Yeah. Yeah. I really do love all of it, but I do love attention in the pits. I think that, we started that a long time ago, and being able to, just find cars. You and I, how that works is we just drive around the pits every race and see, ooh, that's a cool car. Oh, that's a cool car. And sometimes the background stories of the drivers, sometimes you don't. So we're going in flying blind a lot of times, and we learn all this stuff and all these cool background stories about these cars. And the one we just did with Renee Garza, that was our 50th episode. I mean, he had it when he bought it in high school, when he was a freshman in high school in 1968, like, and he still has it and he races it. Like, that's cool. I love that stuff. It's awesome.
Yeah, but he withheld information from us, and you just reported that to me today.
I think so. I think he did.
These things, first of all, like, this is how I've built the rapport with the racers, right? Like, you go and you spend 5 minutes with them, and we do it one take, guys. It's one take, right? Nikki shoots it, I talk, and if we mess up, we keep going. But apparently this guy's nickname is what?
Hot dog. I guess everybody keeps calling him hot dog in comments on the post. And that's a great, tidbit that we didn't know.
Yeah, I guess I'm going to have to ask anybody, like, do you have a nickname? What is your nickname? What is your car's name?
Add that to the checklist.
Add it to the checklist.
Yeah.
Exactly. Nikki, thank you very much.
Thanks,
give the social feeds for NHRA for anybody.
At NHRA on everything. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, YouTube. All of those places. So yeah.
You're going to do more TikToking in 2020.
We're on the TikTok now. So if you need your TikTok fix, make sure you're following NHRA.
People love TikTok, man. Dan, what do you do for a living, guy?
Right.
He's making millions of dollars.
Yes.
This guy's worth like $15 million.
Also, Daniel Mack.
Daniel Mack.
He was great with John Force. We put John Force on TikTok. John Force didn't think he'd been on TikTok. We showed him his TikTok. He got very excited.
So I've started a WFO TikTok, but I haven't put up any videos because I have all these great videos, like including Daniel, right? Like, I feel like I should put that one up and leverage his fame. Except whenever I open that app, man, it feels like a lot of work. It's not just uploading a picture.
It is a lot. Did you at least put a profile picture on your account?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
On your recommendation. Yes,
thank you. Appreciate that.
All right. Got final thought to the audience?
Just thank you guys for following along with NHRA Social. We're doing our best to bring you as much content as we can. And like I said, trying to switch it up. I think there's more big fun things to come in 2022. So make sure you follow along on all of those platforms I just mentioned. There's a lot of them.
Because they're all different, right? Like you don't
They
put
are.
the same thing on all
Yeah,
of
you'll
them.
see some of the same stuff across all platforms. But then I try really hard to kind of switch things up and put different stuff on different platforms. And so, yeah, definitely follow along with everything and interact with us and yeah, share everything.
And be positive, right?
Be positive. Yeah, that would make things great on my end. I see every single comment that comes through, whether it's a positive or a negative comment. So I like the positive ones a lot.
Right. We prefer the positive, and
Yeah,
the ones that are negative, it's like, keep it to yourself.
Right. You can scroll if you don't like it. That's okay. You don't have to like it, but you don't
Right.
have to say mean things either.
But when you say mean things, you're basically saying them directly to Nikki's
To
face.
me, yes. I take them all personally. I try not to, but
But that's what people need to realize, that when they're puking out negativity on there, that it's actually going to a sweet, nice person who has to then delete it or hide it. Or,
right. I have to read it. I do have
Yeah.
to read it. Yeah.
Otherwise, you wouldn't know what it said. That's the job. Nikki, thank you so much. I appreciate you greatly.
Phil.
Take care.
Have
Thank
a
you for
Merry
doing
Christmas.
this. I know it's not your thing, but I appreciate you doing it. Thank you,
You
Nikki.
got it, Joe.
There she
Anytime.
goes, Nikki Sheely, NHRA social media maven. Thanks, Nikki. And there you go, the WFO Holiday Extravaganza. Of course, my final thoughts will come to you momentarily. Sheila, I'm super excited to see you guys on Sunday. Thank you to everybody out there. I was putting up some comments, but I felt like the horsepower of the software that I use was being taxed by the 10 different people on there at times. So I was a little bit cautious with the comments. Final thought from me. I just want to say, obviously, thank you to everybody. Next week, I will be out of town on Sunday to Friday, going to Houston with family. But that doesn't mean there will be no WFO. In fact, I reference it on there that it is pre-recorded, but there will be WFO a couple of days, Tuesday and Wednesday, for reasons that I cannot say. But I say, look at Courtney is out there. Nikki is the most underappreciated person in our industry. That is a fact. Well, that is the motivation for asking her to come on here, because there's so many passionate people and they love what they do, but the work is still super hard, and you got to get there early and you got to stay there super late. And I know with WFO, like I should be putting out more posts, but every one of them is work. Like it's got to be a good photo. You got to take a good photo. You got to write out a good line. Is it going to work? Is this going to track? What's going to happen? And she does it all over there and is pretty much universally loved. I don't know anybody that dislikes Nikki. I don't think they exist. And Courtney is a similar situation. So my final thought, thank you to the WFO universe. Real happy and appreciative of what we got going on. And the positive thing, positivity. It's a common thread through WFO, like wide freaking open, but wonderful fun online. But it's really about an attitude that nothing is going to stop you. My dad, Marine Corps, improvise, adapt, overcome, 100% all out, do it. Nothing negative. It's not negative. There's no negativity in it. And that's what I try to do, try to be. And so I'm constantly in a fight against this potential, the people who choose to push out the negativity. I think we're winning, and I think we're winning some of them over. And it's a choice to be negative. It's a choice to post something negative. It's a choice to think negative. It's a choice. You don't have to think that way. You can think positively, even in a negative situation, even in the worst of situations. Like we're seeing right now with these tornadoes in Kentucky. You see all these people coming together, and they're coming together with good in mind, and they're going to build back, and they're going to make things better than they were. That's the plan. And even if it doesn't get done exactly as everyone would wish, there are going to be people who feel good about what they did. And that's it, man. That's the way to go at life. And the life will serve you up some negativity, no doubt. But it's how you handle it. And every one of those people that I just had on, they seem to do that. They seem to do it. How about Courtney and Matt Hartford talking about the big second round run? when there was a little profanity. That was pretty cool. How about Tony and Courtney, like talking about the banquet stuff? Like that's, there was a lot of news nuggets and all of that. I thought it was pretty cool. Pretty cool. I'm pleased. I'm pleased. But now I'm playing the music. Big thanks to the people who make it possible for me to do WFO radio, like Total Seal Piston Rings. Hartford started us off. Me and Amber and Eddie and KI and Adam and everybody on that team. They show us things about pro stock that no one else really did before. And now they are starting to because it's out there. They showed us the clutch. They let me start their race car. Like insane stuff. And they are big supporters of WFO Radio. Thank you, Total Seal. Samtech.edu. I like to think that there's some young people that are maybe 15, 17, 18, 22 that want to be involved in racing, 25, 28, that love the idea of motorsports. Samtech.edu can get you started off. Yes, it costs money. You're going to school. But working and doing and building and making with your hands, we're not going to outsource that one. Samtech.edu. Give them a call. Frank Hawley's Drag Racing School, the Dragster Adventure, frankhawley.com. You can get them as a gift to go on the Dragster Adventure. And Marvin Rodak, rodakscoffeeandgrills.com, hot sauces and spice rubs. Get it for the holidays. And, of course, Patreon. Sue Morris loves WFO, got on board as a racer, as a Patreon. And Joe Lee, Patreon. And so many more jumping on as Patreons. They just, like, it's a membership. It's a VIP listener club. And they pay. And some pay $50 a month. I know it's crazy. Like, what? But they can do it. And they love the show. And we try to make it worth their while with a little behind the scenes content. But everybody pays, gets the same. And that's it. No WFO tomorrow. We are done. But we will be doing some hidden horsepowers. Big thanks to everyone who was on the show. I really appreciate all of you guys. Thank you so much. Next week, there'll be a show on Tuesday. There'll be a show on Wednesday. But remember, it's not live. Big thanks to Maddie. Don't forget her YouTube channel. Hit that link. See you next time. Merry Christmas, everybody. WFO.